There we are. All right, welcome to episode 155. Yay!
Yay!
Yay! Uh, I have fully run out of things to say to start these things, so you know what? Introduce yourself. We'll just jump right in.
Sure. Hi, everybody. My name is WitherMin. Most people would recognize me at this point for being the world record holder for Sonic Adventure, and one of six people, I believe, maybe five, to ever play on the GDQ stage with the Dreamcast.
Oh,
So,
interesting.
yeah, super small group of us, and I think I'm the only person that's been on stage with the Dreamcast twice.
Huh. I'm just surprised it hasn't been there that much.
I mean, it's a pretty rare speedrun console, all things considered. A lot of Dreamcast speedrunning really only kicked off in like the mid 2020s. There
Hmm.
weren't a lot of people playing on the platform super seriously beforehand because most Dreamcast games that people were playing had ports on other platforms or some sort of like remaster, something that got dramatically more popular. So the Dreamcast itself isn't the most common speedrun console, but with modern accessibility, it's starting to get a lot more popular, which is really cool.
Hmm. Yeah, I guess I was more surprised just because how many GDQ runs there have been. You'd
Yeah, I
think.
know, right?
And usually they go a little wild and wacky sometimes, so you never know. But yeah, I'm very unfamiliar with the console. I didn't grow up with Sega, so although I do have a Genesis, so you know.
I don't.
Oh, okay, well there you go.
I need to get one because there's a lot of games I want to play on the Genesis, but I'm kind of when it comes to cartridge-based systems at this point, I'm kind of like eyeing up FPGA as far
Mm-hmm.
as like
I see. Yeah.
my main solution for console speedrunning for cartridge-based games because it's just going to be more it's just going to make more sense, you know?
It's
It's
far
going
more
to
convenient. I'll give it that, but
yeah,
I can't help it.
it
Something about it. I I have all my consoles, so
I get it. I mean, you can look behind me right there and see a fucking Famicom.
yeah,
Like I
that's pretty
I
sick, honestly. You don't see a
I
lot of those.
run I run Rockman 5 on Famicom.
Mm.
I took the time and RGB modded my Famicom so I could actually capture it properly. I still have yet to do runs on stage, like on stream, but I
Ah,
am learning Rockman 5. It is one of the games I plan on putting a lot of time into. But yeah, I get it. I'm very much
mm.
a console purist, but trying to get into handheld gaming, I have ran out of options.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
just too expensive.
Yeah, I know it's pretty easy to get your like DS captured, but obviously that's money. So,
Yeah, that's the thing. It's easy, but if you've got $400 and like, there's a lot of things that are easy if you have $400. I don't know if I want to give $400 up just to do one console too. Like,
yeah.
because not only do you have to buy into the hardware and buy the games, but you also have to spend $400 on the capture itself for the one platform. So we're looking at $600 to $700 on some of these platforms. For like one of the ones for me is Neo Geo Pocket Color.
Oh God.
Like Neo Geo Pocket Color is a console that I want to run multiple games on. I've learned multiple games, mostly thanks to GB Says Hi. That dude's like Neo Geo Pocket Color's strongest soldier. And I want to learn Sonic Pocket Adventure. And the only capture solution that exists for that is there are 20 in the world actual developer cables so where you can hook it up to a PC through a designated like hardware slot and
Oh, huh.
they're like thousands of dollars. So the only option I have is to go with the analog pocket. I don't like it.
Hmm.
I don't love that that's the solution you have to come to, but it's the only way you can get even remotely close to hardware capture that's not just directly running on a software emulator for a lot of handheld platforms. It kind of sucks.
Yeah. Yeah, I
I
get
wish
that.
there's more options for portable consoles.
I'm glad like the Mister and stuff is really they see like more and more consoles added to them. I don't know how many handhelds they do. I'm sure like the Game Boy lineup, but
Yeah.
yeah, there's a lot of more obscure stuff. Like I don't know if they can do the Links or any Sega stuff. Well, surely they have Game Gear at least.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they have Game Gear. I'm pretty sure they have links as well when you say
Okay,
that.
well,
But it's like I don't know if they have like a designated GBA core or how accurate it is, that kind of stuff.
yeah.
I know that, but even still, I know that Analog's FPGA core, Kirby Masta does a ton of GBA speedrunning. He does Sonic Advance, that whole trilogy. He took the time to like really deep dive that FPGA core and do some timing with it, and the analog pocket for at least the vast majority of games he tested is like 1-to-1 with hardware.
Oh,
It's
nice.
almost it's almost if not literally identical as far as any test for speedrunning goes. So it's an option because the only other option for GBA is to go with Game Boy Interceptor, right? Have a GameCube, get a GameCube reader, and then either use a disk exploit to launch or buy the $500 disc. So it's I mean, I could talk forever about how expensive it is to get into hardware speedrunning because it has been like the main thing really beating my ass recently.
Hmm. Yeah, I've tried to make mine as streamlined as possible. So I have the AV Famicom, RGB mod and everything, and you can use the same cable for that as SNES and a modded N64. So
Oh,
that's
that's so
nice. Yeah,
nice.
it's kind of nice. I also just got a GameCube with the Game Boy player and an exploit possible thing, so we'll see how that goes. That would open the door to Game Boy, but yeah, I know the Genesis. It can do Master System and CD without any extra add-ons if you buy the EverDrive, but that's like $300. It's a crazy
Exactly,
expensive
right? Like
EverDrive.
it's a crazy expensive EverDrive, but for what it's worth,
It is worth it,
this the
probably.
Sega CD itself is like $700 and
Yeah.
also doesn't work. So
Yeah.
the flash card just kind of is the better option.
And it can do 32x, I think, but you need to have the add-on for that.
I Yeah, you need to have the add-on for it to be able
So,
to do 32x.
yeah. But I mean, one add-on, and then you get the one and all Genesis, I guess. That's not a bad deal, but you still have to be like, all right, $300 for 1990s hardware.
$300 Genesis cartridge, $150 console, with a $250 add-on, and it still requires two power jacks, like two power
Oh yeah,
adapters.
the 32x has its okay.
It's
Yeah.
still a lot. It's still a lot.
Luckily, no one runs
That's
32x games, right?
ugh.
Yeah.
Shout out to Hypnotics.
Yeah, tempo. Yeah, I know. There's the one exception, but like,
Tempo and S2 playing Knuckles Chaotix. There's some 32x games
oh
out
yeah,
there. There's not many, but there's some.
yeah. There's like 20 of them.
I think that's a stretch.
Yeah,
Like,
maybe. I don't
um,
know.
I mean, if I was to get a set like a 32x, I would need a flash card because the only game I'm interested in playing on is SRB2, and like that's a PC game that
Oh
just got
yeah.
ported.
No, I played that game. I forgot they like ported it to the 32x.
Very recent,
Yeah,
happened like last year.
that's interesting though.
Oh, I want to check that out because this is pretty cool. I remember my first exposure to SRB2 was playing it on the Wii like
Oh,
15 years ago.
huh.
So it's cool that they still make legacy ports of it.
Hmm. Yeah, I've never looked into that. I've always just considered it like a PC thing because it's obviously a fan game, but
Mhm.
pretty cool fan
It's
game. Runs in Doom,
it's also older than Sonic Adventure. I mean, it
which
is
is
it,
wow.
ridiculous.
That
Yeah,
is
it released in the same year, released in 1998, but and it's still being worked on. There's still a team of people that still work on it, and the speedrun community for that game is like crazy active.
hmm.
And it's a great speedrun too, honestly. I think SRB2 is a ton of fun to watch. It is absolutely grueling to play, but it's a very cool game to get into, and it's pretty short.
Yeah. I've been keeping up with it because it's definitely fascinating. Like the only good 3D Sonic, right?
That's you're kind of spitting.
Yeah, yeah. All right.
No, I think Sonic Adventure. I think Sonic Adventure (parentheses 1998) is one of the best games ever made. I think that it's unfortunate that no one's ever played it before because it requires you to own a Japanese Dreamcast or spend a lot of time.
Mm.
But yeah, I think obviously 3D Sonic's kind of all over the place for a lot of people. I think they knocked it out of the park, then fundamentally misunderstood what made it work and never did it again.
Ah.
But you know, happens. Mario wasn't too different either.
Mm. Interesting. I do like me. Well, I get casually Mario 64 can be a bit rough, but the movement. Oh.
The movement though,
Oh,
like Mario 64 feels so good to play.
it does.
And then they were like, what if we just did everything wrong when they made the rest of the series?
Yeah, I'm not a Sunshine enjoyer, but I am a
Me
Galaxy
neither.
game enjoyer, although I don't really consider that 3D in the same way. I don't
That's fair.
yeah, I don't like the whole like open world 3D kind of thing. They didn't really do until Odyssey, which is good. Odyssey pops off, but
Odyssey feels good, and it's really funny that Odyssey in particular appeals to me so much because a lot of the original talent from Sonic Team back in 1998 ended up on the Odyssey team,
oh,
and yeah,
that's a
that's
lore
why that
drop.
game.
Okay.
Yeah, it's really weird. Like a lot of the talent that was behind the engine of like what the adventure era games were based on, like especially like Sonic Adventures, all ended up moving over to like Nintendo over time, and
Hmm.
almost all of them got paired back up for Mario Odyssey. And I don't think there's anywhere that that's more obvious than Bonanza. Bonanza,
Ooh,
I
yeah,
would
okay.
I would go as far as to say that DK Bonanza is fucking Sonic Adventure 2, but actually, like that
Oh.
game that game's crazy. That game appeals to almost all the same fundamental principles of Sonic Adventure and then has the same ending. That game's so cool.
Hmm.
I love DK Bonanza.
Yeah, I haven't played the adventure games or Bonanza yet, so I'll have to take your word for it. But
You haven't played Bonanza yet? That's
no,
fair. Do
I
you not have a
know.
Switch too?
I do have a Switch too. I just haven't touched it much. Obviously, I've done some Mario Kart World, but other than that, I really haven't dove into it yet. We'll
How'd you
see.
feel about Mario Kart World?
Now, I don't know if I should be the one to answer that because like my favorite genre of game is like open world. Like my name is GTA in it. You can kind of see where like
Yeah.
my interest in games comes from. So like open world Mario Kart was like a dream I've always wanted. So I really like it.
I think it had problems, but I really like it too. It's Mario Kart Paradise.
No,
Like
yeah. So
if
I'm biased
I
as
am
hell, but I really like it.
I like a really particular type of open world. Uh, I have the world record for Crackdown 2, 90%. I don't know if you've ever played a Crackdown game
No.
before, but the way that collectibles work in the Crackdown series is so similar to the way that they work in Mario Kart World, where I'm like, oh, this is just kind of like
Hmm.
really flicking the same switch for me. This is working. I think that the game should have launched with a jukebox. The game should have launched with a better map,
Yeah.
and kind of no notes really beyond that. The lack of a jukebox in an
That
$80
is
video game
crazy.
is fucking crazy.
Actually,
But
you know what I've said that that game needs? And I know it's like you hear it and you'll be like, but like a battle royale. Battle mode battle
yes,
royale.
they kind of
It's
got there, but they didn't go all the way.
like
Like,
you had the setup for it, it just didn't execute it.
just commit
It's
harder. Give
crazy.
me the entire map and
Yeah.
make it 100 fucking people. Like the game's already
Yeah.
designed around it,
I was just shocked that that wasn't a thing when it came out.
and this game feels like it's Mayo 200cc in mind, and then just didn't.
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't know what's
Well,
up with that.
yeah, I haven't messed with too much of the high speed stuff yet. Because actually, I don't know what they lock you in free roam.
Free roam is 100, I'm pretty sure,
Okay. So
but
yeah, I haven't done much 150, so I don't know what 200 would even feel like.
I I think that like I am a weird. I have really weird opinions on video games, and when it comes to the Mario Kart series, like I think Mario Kart peaked at 7, and then 8 just did it. I do not like 8 at all.
That's crazy.
Um, I think I I know. I don't like 8. I think 8 just feels bad to play. It's
Mm.
got some fun tracks, but 150cc is just snoozing at the wheel. It's way too slow. And then
Mm.
200cc is like they kind of like made the game feel like you're going somewhere, but they just completely gut all of your traction. So you have to brake around every turn, and it
Yeah.
doesn't feel very skillful. It just feels annoying. But
Mm.
like with how Mario Kart World feels, if they just use that same implementation of 200cc where they just crank your stats, I think Mario Kart World would feel like perfect. That game is so close to just hitting everything perfectly. Oh my god, especially as a time trial game. Like as a dedicated IL game, that game fucking rips. That game's so fun.
Yeah, I haven't looked
I
into
want
time
them to lean
trials.
more. They're good. They're real good. Have you done like any speedrunning of Mario Kart World at all? You only played it casually.
Only casually. I haven't really run Mario Kart games. I've always been interested though, especially 64 skips.
Yep,
I've
it's a
dabbled
cool
in some
game.
Mario Kart Wii stuff because that is one of my favorite games of all time. Still my favorite Mario Kart, despite everything. But I haven't really done anything with it yet.
Me neither. I've never ran a Mario Kart game, but if I ever did, Mario Kart World, Traveling Plumber is probably what I would do.
That is a
That's
really
where
fascinating category. Um,
it's a cool idea.
yeah,
It's so neat.
because you can't do it any other way, right?
Well, I mean, that's like the whole point is that you can do it any other way. Like the
Oh,
idea
sorry, I
is
meant
like
like in any
the
other like game
any other game. Yeah, no.
similarly. Yeah, I just misspoke. But
The only game that's close would be Burnout Paradise that I can
yeah,
even think
okay.
of, where you could do the entire map and I'll do all the races in any given order. But like, there's
But
something that's
Mario
just
Kart
so
World is
appealing about
specifically
Mario Kart
designed over like here is a track, but it's placed on a full map,
on the map.
and like
Yeah,
there's
there's
nothing
nothing
quite
else like
like
that.
that. I don't know. You can't like traveling salesman any other game I can think of. So
No, not
no,
like
that's
that.
a
No,
fascinating category.
it is really interesting. I think it's super cool. I I I think the intermission tracks, especially in the last update, are honestly getting pretty good.
I
They
have
were
not played
really
it since the last update. So
the last update did a lot, I think.
okay,
I think the game feels a little bit faster, a little bit snappier with the boost changes, and I think that the new intermission tracks on water are actually kind of fun.
okay.
They're all right.
I'll have to. I did not get anywhere close to like 100%ing it yet, so I'll have to try it. Like I got all the
That's,
panels, but like nothing. I haven't done anything else. I think I beat all of 50cc. Whoop de doo.
yeah,
I
that's
got a
totally
long way to
fair.
go still, but I just haven't played it in months.
I haven't. Mario Kart World's like one of the last casual games I've really done. I got into the habit of just being absorbed by speedrun disease, where
Yeah.
every single game I touch, I have to run or I have to learn to some degree. And I mean, it's been fun. You know, I've learned a lot of games. I've gotten to pretty high level in a lot of games because of it. It's been good, but I'm starting to get burnt. I think I want more casual games to play at this point.
Hmm.
So I think I'm glad the Switch 2 is out. I'm glad that there's new games on the horizon. It felt kind of dry there for a while, at least for me. I was not a big fan of the Switch's lineup of games.
Mm. Well, I think this is the longest it's ever taken in a podcast for me to finally ask, how did you get started in speedrunning?
Yeah, sorry. How did I get started in speedrunning? I have kind of two answers to this because I kind of started twice.
Oh.
So the first time I got into speedrunning was at the tail end of 2018, where I finally made my account in 2019 because I was playing Smash Ultimate and PM competitively at the time, and I was ultra burnt
Mm.
from my Ultimate scene. I lived in one of the most hostile regions for Smash Ultimate, and I got beyond sick of everything and just wanted something else to do with my competitive urge. And I really wanted to revisit some games that I hadn't played in a very long time. The main one being Billy Hatcher and the Giant Egg.
Mm.
That was my first speed game, and you know anybody that plays Mario that follows Cosmic's probably seen the game on accident.
Oh,
And
I've seen it a lot for that
yeah,
reason exactly.
yeah. was really interesting. Playing Billy, and then I started playing Billy, and a couple months after I got into Billy, Cosmic got into Billy, and it was really interesting. Like playing playing a very obscure game like that at the same time as a much more popular speedrunner. It was nice having like a lot of positivity around such a small community, and it was
Mm.
honestly something I really needed at the time in my life. I never got really good at Billy because that game is obnoxiously difficult and
Yeah.
kept changing. And that was right around that time I got laid off from my job and had to go into a big job hunt. So I stopped speedrunning altogether for like
Mm.
2 years. So I never got super deep into the hobby outside of Billy in 2018, 2019. And then when I came back in 2022, I had a lot had happened in my life, and I just wanted to get back to doing something else for kind of similar reasons as I started the first time. Was I wanted a distraction from other shit going on in my life. It was a rough patch, and I just needed something to do before I like went crazy. And I opened up speedrun.com. I saw my good friend Broby from the Billy Hatcher community was doing some Sonic Adventure ILs on Dreamcast. And I grew up playing Sonic Adventure DX, was one of my favorite games of all time, had it on the GameCube. Never played Sonic Adventure on the Dreamcast. Saw this IL pop up randomly, and I got super inspired because that IL was so dope. It was one of the coolest things I'd ever seen. So, kind of at the end of my rope, I went grabbed a Dreamcast and started speedrunning the game just to myself, streaming on Twitch to nobody for a little while there. And then I didn't realize how big of a linchpin I was going to become in the Sonic Adventure community. I mean, this was like 2021. Yeah, I know I said 2022, but this was like right at the tail end of 2021. Um, yeah, just following one of my old friends, I got super into Sonic speedrunning, and my life completely changed. There is I can like think if there was like a timeline of my life, there is a single point in time where I bought a Dreamcast and started playing Sonic Adventure that just completely splintered where my life was going to go beyond that. And I couldn't be happier. I am in such a good place now, and I have to give a lot of that to speedrunning. And yeah, I mean, I got into Billy initially back in 2018 because I was tired of Smash Ultimate and I was watching old. I remember watching VODs in high school of AGDQ, specifically at that F Zero GX run from 2012. Shit
Mm.
was crazy. I wanted to do that with some of my favorite games, and then took a big break. It came back because I felt the same way still, had the same drive, and just wanted to do something fun. And fun I've had. I've
Yeah.
really enjoyed speedrunning. It's been great.
It is addicting. Once you start, you can't stop. You can
That
take
is true.
breaks, but you can't stop.
You never, no one ever truly leaves. There's friends I've had that have retired, but I mean, I know a couple of my friends that have retired. Now they're doing Minecraft ranked. Okay,
Ah,
dude,
well, there you
you've
go.
retired.
Yeah. Hate to break it to you. Minecraft rank is still speedrunning, no matter how much you don't want to say it is. But yeah, a lot of people are doing that now that I follow. It's interesting.
A lot. It's I didn't quite realize how mainstream it got,
Hmm.
but it's like really big. Like a lot of people
Right
are doing
now,
it.
especially. Like, I feel like a good amount of my follower list is doing that now. And I'm like, what happened?
I mean, it's a fun category, and having all the fat trimmed from the category and giving it. Also, speedrun races are fucking fun,
Yeah,
right?
true.
Like speedrun races are fun, and this is a super non-committal, easy to learn category that anyone can immediately get into a giant rank system for and start racing. Plus, it's got like a really good elo system, and it basically
Mm,
markets itself. It
hmm.
makes sense. It
All
makes a
right.
lot of sense.
Yeah, I wasn't
I
sure of the intricate details on how it worked, but yeah, I get it.
it's I mean, Minecraft's one of the most popular speed games of all time, and
Oh
it
yeah.
is the main category of Minecraft, just with basically all of the parts that make it unfun removed from it,
Hmm.
which is pretty cool. It's pretty
Yeah.
neat. I think it'd be really cool to have a 16-star ladder like this, honestly.
Hmm.
Like 16 star, 70 star, 120 star, just Mario in general, having like an actual ranked versus would be so cool. Someone should jump on that. It'd
Hmm.
be cool to see that something like that for SMB as well.
Yeah.
But
It's
Mario
interesting.
35 is kind of dead.
Don't remind me. I still have it installed. I
Me too.
don't, I don't want to. I'll never forget you. But tragic. Anyway, I don't know. I know obviously speedrun was like built on races, like in the mid 2010s, and it really
Hmm.
died off, unfortunately. But I mean, yeah, there's something about it. I mean, like all the tournaments I used to join, like me learning Mario 1 Warpless was completely because I wanted to join a tournament.
That's
And
cool.
that
That's
kind of
that's a cool
worked
lore
out for
drop.
me. So, I don't know. Yeah, they're very important. I feel like they've really just kind of died off. But I don't know. Like, I don't know if the Run was working on some sort of Elo race thingy.
They they sure have been. Oh
Okay,
my
so I'm
god, I
like,
love the run. Oh, I
yeah,
love the run races. So
I haven't tried the racing. Obviously, I like upload all my statistics to it, but I
yeah,
haven't really dove in yet.
I would love to talk about the run races because if
Yeah.
you go to the run page and you look at the race stats, you hit the view all stats button, and then you go over to the second page. Despite a community of like maybe 10 to 15 people total playing Sonic Adventure, we're on the second page. We have 115 hours in races, 127 races, and these are for multiple hour long categories. Like
Yeah.
we we have been going at it. We like everyone in the Sonic Adventure community. As soon as the races feature went live, we went nuts. We've had so many tournaments. We actually have a tournament coming up in February. It's
Oh,
February now.
yeah, it is.
Fuck, I've got to practice. But there's a tournament coming up in like 2 weeks. We have tournaments every single year now. We have like monthly races where people will get together, and the way that it breaks down elo per category and it has like top times this week, top times this month, top times this like all time,
Wow.
it's so cool. It's so like this implementation is so much better than what speedruns live was,
Hmm.
and I really hope that more people start adapting to the run races. I know a few communities have. I know the Jack community was for a while and they loved it, and I will be absolutely tooting the horn of this shit anytime I can, because this entire format works so well. The implementation is so nice, and it's so easy. It's so easy. Any game that just has its own IGT, the run just deals with it. Like as long as
Hmm.
you have the run set up on live split, it does literally all the work for you.
Yeah.
So all you have to do is just click and join the race, and then the race happens. I love the Run GG's race implementation. It's so much more painless than any of the old ones that were tied to live split. It's got great stats. It's a lot of fun. It's super great. Racing has brought the SA1 community together so hard. It's gotten a lot of us closer. It's gotten a lot of us playing the game more actively and pushing each other. And it's got us doing tournaments and stuff super frequently too, just because it's a fun system that works.
Hmm.
Like I'll drop you a link right here. You can just see the main stats of Sonic Story, like the ranked elo for that, and it's so sick. Like obviously, me and Underground have the most races out of anybody with like 20 and 25, but there's still plenty of people on here that have got like two, three, some like six races, just just because it's so fun to keep coming back. Races are good. Races are great, and I want more communities to pick up on them. Racing is just a really fun part of speedrunning that I think has gone to the wayside. A lot of my like future submissions for like main stage events, now that I've gotten my white whale category in, are going to be focused on like races with other players, because I just think that it's a part of the hobby that's not as popular as it used to be, and I think more people should be doing it.
Hmm. Yeah, that's cool. I didn't know. I hadn't looked into how the run does its races yet, but and obviously it'd be harder for games I run since there's no like IGT. You have to do
Mhm.
splits, and usually in races you just kind of don't. So I guess that'd be the only thing. But like,
Well, whenever you split in the race, it actually has like it has a chart of where people are per split, and you can see like how close and how far each other is like per split, especially if you use the
oh,
same splits.
okay,
It's got a detailed breakdown mid race of who's in the lead based on how many splits they have and when they split.
huh,
So if you share the same splits, you can actually see who's in first, which is really cool. Especially when
huh,
you're racing with like way more than like four people. You have like a cool pie graph that shows exact, or like a cool like dot graph that shows exactly where people are in the run. It's so sick. It's so
interesting.
cool.
Okay, yeah, I guess I don't know if you're familiar with the Mario One thing where in our race things now we like combine it all into one feed.
Yes, I have seen that. I have no idea how it's done though, because I'm just a spectator.
Ah, so guy writes a program and like sends the console data into this computer that can process it all and then display it. So, like, it's all original hardware. It's just like this computer's reading the data and displaying it in that way, basically.
That's crazy. How do you like connect the console to
That
the
I
computer?
these aren't questions for me. I just play the game. I'm not the tech guy. But I don't know it. So and that's really unique to us. So like, I guess we're lucky in that front. But I don't know.
Yeah, Mario One is one of those games like that's super well known, super deep dived.
Hmm.
So you've got a lot of cool stuff like that you can pull off that not a lot of other games can do. But I do think that like watching Mario One races like that, it's very sick. It's very fun to watch Super Mario Brothers because I do love the feed where I can just see how close everybody is like in real time.
Hmm. So yeah, just because of that. Well, first of all, that can only be done in person, obviously. But
Yeah, that makes sense.
I don't know. That's the kind of tech I want to see implemented for other games. Even though I can't imagine how hard it would be to do that, and like not all games would be able to work with that kind of thing. Like I can't really see it with not like a 2D platformer at the moment. But
Um, I could see it for like Sonic Adventure DX actually, because
mm,
a very long time ago there was a replay mod with like active ghost data that was written, so you could see your
mm,
own ghosts. I don't think it'd be that crazy to just have a central server that people connect to, not too different than Archipelago, right? Where
okay,
everyone would connect to a central server, and then the central server would essentially just be like shooting ghosts, like just
okay,
taking people's inputs live, and then just shooting ghosts out onto a field with like a free cam on like a central server.
hmm.
I feel like that could be done. I wouldn't want to be the person to make it,
Yeah, like
but I feel like that could be done.
yeah, that's the problem, right? You need someone to do it, and because
Yeah.
and like I know just for Mario 1, it was like years of work, thousands of dollars, and it's like you're not really getting anything out of it. So I understand not why it's not more prevalent, but
hmm I feel like there's some people in the Sonic space that would honestly find that to be a good project just for
mm,
fun. So I might pitch that towards them. We have a couple of coders that just like making mods for speedrunning, stuff that helps with quality of life. A lot of our games are
jeez.
a lot of our games are pretty heavily modded as far as like speedrun quality of life. Like Sonic Adventure DX in particular, the PC port is a mess. So it's pretty much
Hmm.
reconstructed from the ground up by the speedrun community to be a runnable version of the game. And there's also lots of just like mods that add entire new game modes or like add local multiplayer with split screen to the game that it didn't have originally. I think a couple of those people would be able to like take this project and make it into something else. Maybe. So I'll pitch it because it's a fun idea. I would love to see other races like that too, because it's super fun from a spectator point of view. Because you don't have to know anything.
Hmm.
Like you don't have to really know the intricacies of what's happening if you could just literally see who's ahead.
Yeah, it's like what you're talking about with the run, with showing you how ahead and behind people are, but also with a
Yeah,
visual indicator, not just the like split times.
yeah, not just the times. It's like it's cool to see who's. I think the runs implementation is as cool as it could be for a web based one,
Hmm.
right? Like it's awesome to see who's fastest on like a line, but it's way cooler to just actually see it in game.
Yeah, but yeah, obviously it'd be really easy to do. Well, not easy, but like I 2D platformers make sense, I guess. Like you have a foundation on how that could be done,
Right.
but like at least for the Mario 1 like all of the level data, like you make like custom things to show the level in its entirety and then like overlay the gameplay. So like it's still a lot, but I don't know. I've thought of Mario 64 could work too because in task competitions they usually make a thing at the end where they play all the tasks back at once with like different colored Marios.
Yeah. And there's also, I mean, that game is that game is decompiled
Yeah.
and super well known, super like deep dived and explained and has been recompiled basically from the ground up multiple times by multiple different people. And you got people like Kaze that know the game like
Hmm.
to an extreme level. I think that Mario 64 could definitely do something like that. I could see it probably even going like a Slippy route where
Mm.
people could. There's plenty of peripherals for the N64 to just connect directly to PC, pretty easy from the user front. I could see there being a special ROM people load off a flash drive or off a flash card that you connect your quite literally what I was talking about before. Your inputs would be sent directly to a PC, and your state could just be sent over to a central server running on the running on a PC port, and then you could see people's N64 hardware runs all at the same time being rendered in the PC port.
Hmm.
Same way that Slippy handles it, where there's a cable running from a GameCube to a PC that has the upscaled emulator Dolphin gameplay footage happening, but everyone's actually playing on a GameCube on a CRT.
Hmm. Yeah, I actually didn't know Slippy could do that. All the things I've seen were like, used for
The online
online
play.
matchmaking.
Mm.
So, huh.
Yes, Slippy can do both.
That's really
Slippy
cool,
has
actually. Wow.
Slippy like the way that Slippy replays works is that Slippy replays are quite literally just recording the inputs and then saving them for later.
Hmm.
It's the same thing that Doom did back in the day for its replays, and
Ah,
it's
yeah, okay.
it's speed demos. So I'm trying to think what I was saying. Yeah. So Slippy also has the capability of doing that live. So any HD like melee tournament footage you see these days is a GameCube being plugged into a PC that's then running Dolphin to emulate the GameCube that's being played on stage.
Hmm. Fascinating. I didn't know.
It's very cool, and yeah, I think there's a lot of there's a lot of implementation of that could be used for speedrunning for cool tournament footage and cool races and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I just haven't seen much updates in this kind of like idea. I'm hoping it's not already dying off. I like this could be the future of speedrun races, I feel, if implemented correctly.
I think more people just have to even know it's a possibility, right?
Yeah, that is the
More
thing, is
people.
it's like so hard to do.
It would be hard to do, and it's a lot of work for the coders and the communities. It's all passion projects, right? It's not like you
Yeah.
make any money out of this. It does look good on a resume, but no one's hiring right now, so it doesn't really
Oof.
help.
Yeah.
Yeah, I I'm not sure. I definitely think the future of speedrunning is within races, but I also don't know if that's entirely true. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think speedrunning is going to take a very different form pretty soon for most people.
What's that?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Um, I speedrunning itself is always very malleable, right? It always
Yeah.
changes quite a lot from, I would say, decade to decade. Every decade of speedrunning since the early 2000s has been shaped by some major comeuppance, some major thing that happens in the community. And the 2020s had its first one, but I think we're 2026. We're about ready for another one to happen pretty soon. So I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen, but I think Minecraft Ranked, actually, circling back to that, is kind of the future of where speedrunning is going,
Mm.
where it's going to be a little bit more centralized around PvP. Not necessarily racing in the traditional sense like we've been talking about, but maybe more around like some sort of ranked matchmaking, maybe more as like an actual traditional esport.
Mm.
I feel like I've seen more pushes for speedrunning as an esport in the last couple of years than I ever have the last like 10 or so as a spectator. So I'm not sure. I think there's a lot more demand for esports these days, I guess. I don't know how well speedrunning fits into that, and I feel like it's pretty against the community aspect of what I personally like about speedrunning, so I'm a little worried about that being
Mm-hmm.
a proposition. But again, I'm not sure. I'm just kind of spitballing because I don't know the future. It's kind of
Mm-hmm.
impossible to know.
Yeah, it is interesting how many esports have like taken interest, I guess. Like, ooh, let's sign a few speedrunners, but then they don't really do anything with them. I don't
Yeah,
know.
wasn't Small Ant signed for a while?
A lot of people
For like,
were.
yeah,
Like I know there's a whole NRG thing where they actually at least like made
yeah,
content for like a year. Um, and then like the only other things I could think of is like CLG. They would just like add the tag for GDQ in front of their name or something, but like they didn't really do anything with them outside of that. I don't know. It was weird.
yeah. That's right. I'm trying to think of like speedrunners who I know were sponsored. And it's like Cheese was one of them.
Yeah.
Um,
And I think
what do
CLG
they
died. I know
do?
NRG cut all the contracts years ago. I think Panda was the other one.
Panda had a
They
few. Yeah,
they don't anymore. Like
yeah. They don't got much
they
anything
they were
anymore.
interested and then the interest quickly went away and they didn't do anything with them. I don't know, it was weird.
I guess it's like attaching yourself to speedrunning at that given time sounded cool because it was like this big avenue people were getting into, people were interested in it, yada yada. There was a
Yeah.
ton of interest in speedrunning right around 2020. And when the big boom happened for speedrunning was 2020.
Hmm.
And a lot of companies that were trying to generate some revenue, I guess, were looking at speedrunning as like the next big market they could bank off of. The like, you think the FGC is poor? There ain't a dime in speedrunning. There is a negative money in this space. We literally hemorrhage it for fun. Like
Yes,
there is
it's true.
nothing profitable about this at all, except
We're
for
all
ad
there's just
revenue.
passion here.
Like it is a hobby that is 100% held up by passion. So I think the idea of a sponsored player before something like Minecraft Ranked existed is like almost comical because
Hmm.
like you are literally just giving them money for fun and they're not going to say no. Like
Yeah, but
what could
you're also not getting anything out of them, so I understand not like keeping it around for much long.
yeah, I mean all those companies just like completely imploded, which is why they
Also
dropped a lot of
true.
their speedrunners because they just don't exist anymore. Like I can't think of a single organization that sponsored a speedrunner at all that's still around, except maybe Moist. I don't even know if that's true.
Yeah, but I don't know. To me, Moist is kind of different. Like that's like a creator
Yeah,
backed kind of thing. Like not
I agree. I
as much of a
mean,
company thing. Like
Critical drops
they are for
a
fun as
lot.
much as speedrunning is almost.
Yeah, I mean, Critical drops money on speedrunners literally just cause.
Yeah.
So yeah, I definitely think Moist is pretty different in that regard too. But yeah, a lot of these. I'm also like from like I was saying, did competitive Smash Ultimate. I also used to be a professional commentator for Street Fighter 4,
Mm.
and I used to travel quite a lot for Capcom based events. I've seen a lot of these practices before firsthand. I've seen what these companies do. I know what they're after, and that's why I've always thought it was really comical. They went after speedrunners at all because they literally can't make money.
Yeah.
They literally can't. What can they do? I don't even know what they're for because it's not like they're for publicity.
Hmm.
Like, like, oh wow, we sponsored a Mario 64 speedrunner. We really got a captive audience of like 2 new people from that. I don't know if the multi-million dollars up at the top for like people being paid to make these decisions was worth it.
Hmm.
But
Yep. I don't know.
congrats to the people that got the deals.
Yeah, I mean,
Like,
get that bag.
absolutely.
Hell yeah.
I'll tell you what. I think that there is a lot of villainization over people that chase the bag in speedrunning. I
Yeah.
think if you have the ability to chase the bag in a way that isn't actively like gross,
Yeah.
you gotta you you gotta chase the bag with this hobby because like
Yeah.
it's expensive. It's an
It can
expensive
be.
hobby. Just being able to like pay for the stuff that you're using is so nice. It really is.
Yeah. I've heard stories like early 2010s where if you started doing anything that like was financially beneficial in speedrunning, you were like publicly shamed and ridiculed for
Yeah,
it.
you were like fucking. They would put rocks on you and put you in the water. Like it's
You
crazy.
enabled subs, get him.
That's okay. That's nuts.
I
But
I don't
like,
know. I
yeah,
don't know if it was
that's.
quite that bad, but it was like, yeah, you were shamed for making money through it. Nowadays, no. But
I think some people definitely are, but and there's definitely a very wrong way to go about it. Like
yes.
I have experienced firsthand some people going to GDQs and saying that they're not there to make friends, they're there to network, and I think that's just
Okay.
stupid.
Okay.
Like
Yeah. I'm there to
that's a
network because I want to make friends.
quite
That's the
literally, yeah.
networking I'm doing.
That was my goal with this last AGDQ. This is my first AGDQ.
Oh.
Was the one that just happened, and I went with the goal primarily of making friends, and I made several. I made an entire new group of friends from communities that I would have never interacted with had I not in person ran into them.
Hmm.
Specifically, Epic Ness and other members of the Ratatouille speedrunning scene, and
Oh gosh.
also Brody and the other members of the Mario Kart scene, Mario Kart
Hmm.
64.
Yeah.
Probably would have never interacted with them if I didn't run into them at GDQ. And now those dudes are sick. Those dudes are great. I'm glad I got to spend a lot of time with them.
Yeah, I mean, I've made countless friends from GDQ, and some of them surely ha- can help in like the networking department, but that's not like my goal. I guess that's just like an
Absolutely. Yeah.
added benefit of just being with cool people for a week. I don't know.
Yeah. I think it's cool to chase the bag in speedrunning, but you have to understand how much of a privilege it is to do any of this at all.
Yeah.
And like, I think trying to remove the human element out of it and make it something corporate is like just straight up missing the point.
Hmm.
I think the people that are the most successful in speedrunning, as far as like actually being financially successful, are some of the most down to earth, or at one point were the people that were the best at welcoming others to the community. And I think that's
Hmm.
great.
Yeah.
I think that anybody that's still afloat, anybody that can keep themselves entirely afloat speedrunning has 100% deserved it and earned it. And they got there through community goodwill and by doing right with the people around them. I don't think there's anybody like that I can think of anyway that gets to survive off of speedrunning that didn't really do that.
Yeah. I'm sure there's a few. Um,
Probably.
but most of the people that I've heard, no longer can do it for reasons. But
Yeah.
usually, if your intentions are bad or you're a bad person, you get discovered pretty quickly and then deservedly ridiculed and banished to the Shadow Realm.
Hmm.
But yeah, like I know, dozens upon dozens of content creators and like full-time streamers in the speedrunning scene, and like they got their, you know, deservedly so, I'd say. So, best way I can put
I mean,
it.
it's a hard space to compete in if you're trying to do it full time. You know,
Hmm.
there's a pretty limited viewer base of people who are actively watching speedrunning streams on Twitch, uh,
Yeah,
like from the average day to day, and trying to compete with the average Twitch audience. You
yeah.
know,
I mean,
it's hard. It's hard to stay afloat. So if you can manage to do it at all, cool.
cool.
You
Yeah.
know, that's sick.
And a lot of people with
But
content have like pulled in more people to the scene. I'm here because of
absolutely,
Summoning Soul. I can say it. So these things happen.
yeah, and I don't think that I know that some people would ridicule for that, but honestly, I think that's awesome. I
Yeah.
think it's awesome that people's content can pull people into the space. Like I
Hmm.
know that there are people that have their issues with summoning salt and have their issues with other like popular speedrun content
Where? Let
creators,
me
but
add
like
them.
I, yeah, but like exactly, like I think that they're really important to the scene. I think
Yeah.
it's really important that everybody does their part to do something to try and pull more people in. And I mean, that's something that's super emblematic for me in general, because I kind of alluded to this earlier, but I'll talk a little bit about it more. When I started running Sonic Adventure, the game itself was looked at as a joke
Mm.
and extremely heavily insulted and not played. Sonic Adventure was just basically a drop down, kind of like a category extension for Sonic Adventure DX, where it was
Mm.
just a version of the game that people didn't play and it just existed for the sake of existing. And people would just use it, people would just make jokes about it and punch down towards it for years. And the first people to really like actually fully commit to playing that game back in like 2018, 2019 with two guys named Broby and Icky were the first people since the game released in 1998 to do serious attempts and go back and forth at competing for records in Sonic Adventure. So it wasn't until I joined the scene and really made a big fuss and really sat there and fought for the game before it separated and became its own thing. And ever since Sonic Adventure separated from Sonic Adventure DX, like they're two very separate communities now that don't really share a lot of overlap. Ever since Sonic Adventure fully separated, we have had waves of people playing the game.
Mm.
Like with so much more publicity and a safe space to actually talk about the game and just like a much nicer environment. And again, more publicity for sure. People actually playing the game, talking about, hey, this game does exist. Hey, this game is really cool. And there's really nothing like it. And it has been overlooked for years. That's gotten more and more people to play Sonic Adventure. And a lot of the people that are getting into Sonic Adventure, this is their first speed game. Like a lot of people are either buying a Dreamcast or hooking up their old one for the first time, literally just to play this game and join the speedrunning community because we've been so welcoming and I would say so good about getting new people into it. We went from when we first separated, we went from like 25, 30 total players to now we have 85. There was like
Jeez.
105 runs including ILs. Now there's 902 and it's only been like 3 years. But it's been 3 years of really hard work to push the game as far as it can. And now it's been pushed so hard that we've been on the GQ main stage, getting to show off our main category, where I get to talk about all the cool and amazing people I've met along the way that have pushed the game as far as it is. Stories like that are why I stick around in the hobby. You know, it's cool to see like so many new people get into the game, and I think there's a lot of responsibility I think falls onto like community admins and every individual community member to try and get new people into the hobby because speedrunning itself is very daunting and a lot of people are scared or think they just can't do it for whatever reason, and it takes a big push for a lot of people to really sit down and do their first run. But getting butts in seats and getting people to do their first run can be very transformative. And I think there's more communities could do better as far as like actually helping new players get in and stick around long term.
Hmm. Actually, so I'm not, very familiar with the Sonic Adventure. uh, well, games in general, let alone the speed run. I've seen some bits and pieces here and there, but why are like Adventure and DX so different then?
Why are Mario and Mario 64 DS different?
Okay, so it's like that. Got
Like,
it. That
yeah,
answers that.
Mario, like Sonic Adventure and Sonic Adventure DX do not share the same engine.
Oh,
They
okay.
do not share the same frame rate, and the game itself is very heavily frame rate dependent for a lot of things.
Mm.
They do not share the same collision. They do not share the same object handling. They do not share the same camera. They share the same basic level design ideas. Like, I wouldn't even say the
Hmm.
level design is the same. They share the same structure generally. To a complete casual, if you played them back to back, you would notice some things are off, but you wouldn't really know what's super different.
Okay.
But yeah, they are radically different games. And on top of just like
Hmm.
the overall system changes, cutscenes, and why the game is considered a joke for a long time is that cutscenes in Sonic Adventure are not skippable, not by
Oh, okay.
traditional means.
Hmm.
So, a big point of the routing that was heavily theorized for a long time, but then finally discovered with like a big breakthrough, was that cutscenes can be skippable, but only. Are you familiar with Wind Waker?
Not really. I
Okay,
know bits and pieces.
so do you know about zombie hovering slash the zombie state?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Okay.
That's relevant.
I see.
So essentially, you need to get Sonic to die, and while you're in the zombie state, if you enter a cutscene while in the zombie state, the cutscene will progress, but Sonic will die and respawn, and that'll force the story flag just to continue on, which can
Oh.
get a cutscene to skip.
Huh.
So
That's kind of
every
cool.
single cutscene in the game is a unique routing challenge.
Hmm.
They are all unbelievably difficult. There's like two that are free out of like 30.
Oh my god.
Like,
Okay.
some of them require multiple frame perfects. Some of them require a lot of super complicated out of bounds routing. Some of them require wall running or skills that are not used in the speedrun anywhere else. And that is what makes Sonic Adventure such a special game,
Hmm.
because you have to it is a very grueling speedrun, honestly, but I still see new people that have never speedran before decide to pick it up as their first game just because of how cool it is and because of how welcoming and nice everybody is. And I think that's really special.
Okay, so the game is partially routed around dying in cutscenes to skip them, which is obviously something
Mhm.
that would not exist at all in DX.
Absolutely. Yeah, because you can
That's
just skip them with
fascinating.
start
Wow.
buttons.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I would say the game is honestly majorly routed around it.
Hmm.
For a while, like for an entire year, we had used a route that required to, because how Sonic Adventure is structured is that it has 7 separate campaigns, each one focusing around a different character,
Hmm.
and each of those campaigns has its own credits. So there was no true any percent of the game. It was you would just play the
Sonic
character
story,
to their
Tails
credits.
story, yada yada yada.
Exactly.
Hmm.
Yeah. So the fastest way to finish Sonic Story for an entire year was you would enter Sonic Story from a like, fresh save file. Everyone's at 0%. No one's unlocked. You only have Sonic. You do Sonic's intro. You finish the first level, and then after doing a cutscene skip, you go back into Sonic Story and backtrack immediately to the first level, and then you would pause the game, go down to the exit back to hub world option, and then soft reset the console on the same frame. You can soft reset the Dreamcast through a button combination. There's no reset button on the console itself. You do it
Hmm.
on the controller.
Interesting.
So you soft reset the console on the same frame that you exit the stage, and that will save your spawn coordinates. So you then take those spawn coordinates and enter Tails' story, and Tails dies in his intro cutscene. So you can get through Tails like you do an extremely complicated clip with Tails immediately, get Tails to his third level first, then set up a save point for Tails right in front of that level, then go back to Sonic, because you can do that same trick where you soft reset the console and exit with Tails out of Casinopolis. You can do that to skip multiple cutscenes in Sonic Story. So you had to go back and forth between the two stories and save your coordinates between the two just to skip cutscenes. But that meant that to save time, you had to add an entire level to the game, which it would just add a well, also the hardest level for Tails, by the way, like one that required a exactly 1 unit big clip that was
Oh
on a
no.
timer. So you had to get there on cycle and stand in the perfect unit to be able to save enough time for this to work. It was unbelievably complicated, and I was the only person in the world that can consistently do it. So there were other people that tried the route, but people, unless you were playing at top level, no one was doing this. But I still think it's one of the periods in Sonic Adventure that was the most emblematic of just how bonkers the game is, because that's crazy.
Hmm.
That entire concept is nuts.
Yeah, from my casual hearing about it, it sounds kind of bullshit to play a story but then go into another story.
But it's the only way to skip this to save the time on the cutscenes. Is the only it's the only way it was the only way of the time to skip them. Now the route's a lot easier, honestly. We've cut Tails out of the story entirely.
Okay,
We
good.
now use 2 memory cards and just duplicate
Okay.
our own save.
Oh, okay.
So I did it at GDQ. So if you want to see that route, plug. But the way that that one works is we go to Sonic's Casino, Outer Emerald Coast, and then the Dreamcast controller itself has 2 memory card ports on it,
Oh,
and the game is always going to save to the same port in the same slot that you selected. Excuse me. So what happens is after we do Sonic's Casino, before we continue on to the first boss of the game, there's a hub world transition where the game will save. So we have to take the train. While the train is moving, we grab the controller and swap the memory cards from port 1 to port 2 to port 1. So now the game is saving that that story progress to the new memory card, and everything we've done up to now is now in slot 2. So we can load slot 2 and use our original save for skipping the cutscenes that we used to use Tails for.
sure.
Sure,
Why not?
it's complicated. It is very, very, very complicated, but again, it's really cool. There's nothing quite like it. The only thing that's even remotely similar that I've ever seen is like a lot of the 3D Zelda speedruns that do
Hmm.
the same kind of just dumb garbage. But again, it's emblematic of what makes Sonic Adventure such a unique game. There's nothing quite like it at all.
Yeah, I did not know that's how that worked at all. That's for sure. Wow. Well, I see why it's very different
Yeah.
to DX. That answers that. Jesus.
And that's some very tip of the iceberg stuff. It is a very different game.
Hmm.
It is full of some baloney shit, but I
That's
think
good.
that's what makes it work.
Yeah.
That's what makes it cool.
Wow. Well, fascinating. I love learning new things, especially when it's
Me
dumb
too.
bullshit.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. So, have you just kind of primarily stuck with that then, or have you tried DX at all?
So I'm I've done phases of DX. I have the world record on Xbox for all stories on DX, but I don't really play a ton on PC. It's got some stuff about it that I'm not the biggest fan of, and I think DX in general as a game feels very strange, especially just compared to how I'm very used to SA1 at this point. I have played an unbelievable amount of SA1. So every time I go back to Sonic Adventure DX, the game just feels weird. It doesn't feel like I want it to. It doesn't feel quite right. So I played a little bit, and then it's like a week or two passes, and I'm like, I'm not having fun. I'm not going to play this anymore. I think I'm like 20th or something in Statics. Like I have a good time, but I haven't put much time into it at all.
Fair enough.
I'm 15th. There we go.
Well, given everything you said, I'm surprised it was never separated until more recently.
I think that is kind of representative of where a lot of speedrunning ideology within Sonic was for a long time. I mean, I wouldn't even say this is inherently like a Sonic issue, but more just like a speedrunning in general thing, where I don't think a lot of people, especially within games that have any multi-platform game that has a PC dominated version, I don't really think a lot of those communities think about their console players very much.
Mm,
Of course, that's like a very blanket statement and not entirely fair, but I think a lot of communities allow their console players to kind of go the wayside, or if there's any like particularly strange console version, there just generally won't be people playing it, or the vast majority of the scene is just not going to care about it, so it just ends up being dead and forgotten. And yeah, I would say that's the state Sonic Adventure was in whenever I got there, was that it was just dead and forgotten. Like,
mm,
cutscene skips weren't found, and no one wanted to bother trying to play it because it didn't run at 60 FPS. They're like, why would anyone ever play this garbage? But I mean, the reason is that it's insane. But no one knew
yeah.
that. Like, all this stuff was found within the last couple of years.
Oh, all
So
right.
there was a well over 20-year period where people looked at Sonic Adventure and just thought it was shitty Sadix.
Mm,
But I don't think that Sonic Adventure is an entirely unique case. I think there's lots of console games that have variations and ports
mm,
that, or even like original versions that are dominated by their ports that just will never see the light of day because the right person wasn't there at the right time to pick them up, or it just hasn't happened yet.
yeah. I know for Mario 1, it took us a while, but I finally like made it so the NTSC and PAL versions are separated because they
Wow.
play very differently. It's kind
How's
of
50 hertz, right?
yeah, but it's not just that. Like because it's 50 hertz, they like edited how the game works to I don't know. It's weird. Like technically, the tool assisted run on PAL is faster than NTSC. Um,
Okay.
just because of it can do glitches that you can't do in NTSC version.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah,
That's
no, I know
crazy.
you wouldn't think it, but like the PAL version of Mario 1 is significantly different than NTSC, and we didn't separate them. Now we do.
When did that happen? I'm looking at the leaderboard and I'm like, I can see that there is, yeah, any percent POW only has 91 runs on the board
Yeah.
compared to the over 1,000 for
Yes.
NTSC.
They
That's
used to all be on the same
nuts.
leaderboard, and you
Yeah,
just wouldn't think of PAL, but it is like objectively a different speedrun because of I'd argue it similar to like SADX, maybe not to the same extent, but like the game fundamentally plays differently and has exclusive stuff unique to that experience. So,
that's crazy.
yeah.
That's also really, really cool. Again, but this is exactly what I'm talking about, right? This is exactly on topic.
Yeah, right.
Like,
That's why I'm bringing
this
it up.
is yeah, that makes sense. But like this is like exactly what I'm referring to. Like it really stuff like this goes by the wayside just because of old community sentiment. Like whoever the founding fathers were of the speedrun, they kind of get to say what the rules are for a very long time, and it takes a big community effort, and it takes at least one person being very loud for a long time for something to happen. And this wasn't the last time that I've even done something like this too. Uh, the most popular Sonic speed game of all time, Sonic Adventure 2 Battle,
Hmm.
very recently, and by very recently, I mean I haven't had a chance to really play yet recently, was finally split by console.
Hmm.
Like after 25 years of the game having unbelievably different variations, I would say to the level of like Mario 1 on PAL NTSC. Like the
Hmm.
same kind of thing where GameCube had exclusive tricks, HD 16 by 9 had exclusive tricks, and Dreamcast had exclusive tricks. All three of them were forced to compete on the same board
Hmm.
for the same categories, which was just nonsense. and there was a like just as someone that was on the console split side for this, it was an uphill battle for over 2 years
Mm.
of it's constantly staying in community discussion channels, just really trying to drive this point home. And the old moderation team that had been there for over 10 years, just trying to ward of attrition us, saying it's not going to matter, it doesn't matter, no one
Mm-hmm.
cares, yada yada. It took a lot of effort and a lot of convincing, but it finally happened. And guess what? People started having more fun immediately. Like,
That's good. Yeah.
like I don't. Oh, this is the other thing. I don't understand the freaking problem, man. It's like it's obvious that this more people are going to play the game and more people are going to have a good time. Why do we let things be so dictated by ego and precedent? Why don't we
Mm.
just like have fun? That's what we're all here to do, right?
Yeah. You can make infinite categories. It's possible.
It is possible. We have, like, we have a category in Sonic Adventure for just killing the Chow. You can do whatever the fuck you want in this world.
Yeah.
Like there's
We
there's
are the
infinite
gods.
possibilities. Quite literally, it's a digital spreadsheet. You can type anything
True.
within reason.
Yeah. Yeah, so I don't know. For Mario 1 that was a good change. There weren't a lot of power
I
runners,
agree.
but again, objectively
There will be
different speedrun.
now.
Yeah.
There can be now.
There
Like,
it did it became more competitive. Because like obviously you could always like filter it or whatever, and that's fine, I guess, because it does track it properly, but no one's gonna really do that. But now, if there's a separate tab, some people can be like, "Oh, this exists. Oh," and
you're
then
speaking my
compete for it.
language.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm all for it.
you you are saying the things that I've been saying for a long time. Dude, I hate the filter argument.
Hmm.
I don't think anything makes me more mad than the filter argument. Oh, you could just filter on SRC if we have it listed by platform. Who the fuck cares? That's not the point. You
Yeah.
know it's not the point.
Yeah. Just people will care more or like know it exists if it's like visible. No
Exactly.
casual observer is gonna be like, "Let me check the filters." No one
Yeah.
wants to
No,
go through the filters. I promise.
you have to go so deep. You have to be so deep into SRC in general to even know that the filters are an option.
Hmm.
Like most people when they look at a leaderboard are going to look at the leaderboard. Wow. But like that's what they're gonna do. They're not gonna sit there and start clicking through the filters. They're not gonna. I'm not gonna open up like Beautiful Joe and then go. I see character Joe. I'm gonna open up filters and I'm gonna see if I can find a Captain Blue run on PAL on PS2 that came out. I want to look at the start date and end date of 2015 to 2020. No one's gonna do this. No one
Hmm.
uses this. So again, I don't know, man. I I don't like the filter system either. Or I don't think that that's a solution for this kind of problem.
Yeah.
I think that people should just be more okay with separating categories.
Hmm. Yeah. It is a lot of work sometimes, but I mean, usually the payoff's worth it because you get more people
Hmm.
interested in more things.
I agree.
And
And if
I,
some things are just too silly, category extensions exist.
yeah, true. And boy, is there silliness on category extension,
True.
forever and always. But um, well, you've run other things too, right?
But yeah, I have. I've ran a lot of other things besides
That's
Sonic
good.
Adventure. It's just been, a little bit omnipresent.
That makes
Uh,
sense.
being like a big community member, it really does end up taking up so much of my time, right? It ends up
No, I
being
get
like
it.
the main
Yeah.
thing I do. But I run other games on Dreamcast, like I alluded to like over an hour ago.
Mm.
Uh this first speedrun I watched that like really was like, oh, was F-Zero GX. I've done F-Zero GX runs. I also have an N64, mostly two run F-Zero X.
Mm, it's a good game.
Um, it is. I love F-Zero X. I think as a speed run, I prefer F-Zero X over GX,
Mm,
but that's mostly because it's easier, frankly.
fair.
Like
Yeah.
it's just a lot easier to get into. I've ran a lot of different Sonic games. For a while there, I was one of the. I'm the main moderator, even still, for Nintendo Switch 2 Welcome Tour,
Okay.
and I love that game. I think
Yeah.
that game is fantastic.
Hmm.
The mini games are super fun. Uh,
Oh, this isn't sarcasm.
no, I like. I see when people ask me about the best games on Switch 2, the first game my mind goes to is Switch 2 Welcome Tour. I really do think that game is good. I
All
really do
right.
think it's pretty sick.
Okay.
Like, I understand that a lot of it is like superfluous, dumb bullshit that should. I don't think the game should be like money, but at the
Yeah.
same time, floaty frustration. That mini game's got it going on. That mini game is fun, and the balloon hunt genuinely a great aim trainer. Like as far as like learning to use the Joy-Con mouse, it's
Mm,
not bad.
all right.
Like I don't know. I think that as a product, Switch 2 Welcome Tour is probably a better game than Mario Kart World.
Okay, let's calm down a little bit here.
I like it. I think it's fun. Um,
I mean, I
I
I
think
was interested in trying it, but again, like I know it's only $10, but like why are you it's the purpose of it is to learn the new console. Why are you putting it behind a paywall? I don't understand.
well, sometimes I revisit the mini games, like even outside of speedrunning it. Sometimes they are just fun to play. Like I don't
Maybe,
know.
but
I $10 is a hard sell. I agree.
yeah.
I don't think it should be $10. If it was five, I honestly think it'd be fine. I think $10 is a little much for what it is.
Yeah. I don't know, it's just like what the PlayStation had like Astro's Playroom or whatever, and it's
Yeah,
like
Astro's Playroom.
small little games that the purpose of it is like this is how your controller and the console works, and that was free.
That was free,
Just do
and
that. I don't know. Like I feel like it would have been perfect. It was just bundled, and it's like I don't know. It's weird.
if it was free, like genuinely, if Switch 2 Welcome Tour was free, I think that most people would consider this like the second coming of Wii Sports because the game is really good.
Yeah.
But the game is really good, and I think it exists in such a good space. I have a really this is like going to be like a very strange opinion, but there is a genuine tech literacy problem, especially in the younger generations, where technology has gotten easier and easier to interface with, and tech classes are being taken out of schools. Like when I
Hmm.
grew up, I had a computer class that taught me Microsoft Word. It taught me how to use spreadsheets. It taught me how to use a keyboard and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Those don't exist even in the schools that I went to. Like those are all gone. They're being removed from curriculums and whatnot. And Nintendo providing a breakdown of their technology and a level where you can like actually walk around it and they explained what it does. I think that's really important actually right
Yeah.
now, especially for a younger generation to have. And I do think it kind of sucks that only stupid weirdos like me are going to have the game because you're going to spend $10 on
Yeah.
an instruction manual. But like
Exactly.
I don't know. If it was, I would genuinely recommend this to anybody that's got someone younger in their life that's going to play on their Switch too, because I think it's does a really good job at making people inherently inquisitive, which you really should be in the in this current day and age. That's
Yeah.
where my weird positive opinion from Switch 2 Welcome Tour comes from, but I do wholeheartedly agree on the price.
Mm-hmm. No, I've never really. All my negativity towards the game has come basically from why are you paywalling a like how to use the console kind of a thing. Like I know they
Yeah.
put in some work in it, but it's like clearly this was your
So
purpose. Why? Yeah, I don't know. It's just weird.
it is weird. It is very weird. I agree, and it sucks that I have to agree with you because I don't want to. Like,
Well,
I
yeah.
as
I
I
have
bought it.
tried it before, but yeah, like everyone sees it as a meme, and it's mainly because it's paywall. Like, I don't think anyone would be
Yeah.
complaining about the game if it wasn't paywall.
No, not at
Probably.
all. If the game
Because
was if the game was free,
if
everyone
it's
would love
free
it.
shit, like, I don't know. Just weird. That's all.
Yeah, as far as like other games I speedrun, if you've ever been to a GDQ and you've been to the arcade, you've probably seen Sega Sonic the Hedgehog.
Oh, God.
That is
Yeah.
that is an exceptionally rare arcade machine. There are less than 10 of those at all. Like there are so
Oh.
few of those that exist. And I am I would consider myself top level emulator speedrunner. I've never submitted a run, unfortunately, but everyone knows. Like
Okay.
I I have an
No vid, no did, though.
1120. I know. I have an 1120. I need to submit it. I just got it sitting on my hard drive because I wanted to get top three first.
Mm.
But I have an 1120, which would be fourth place. And on hardware, I'm second place to my friend Allegro, and me and my girlfriend have the co-op record for Sega Sonic. I love that game. I think that game rips. I
Mhm.
also have the world record for every major category for Fancy Pants Adventures on 360 PS3.
All right.
I I play weird versions of games. Like
Yeah,
if I
yeah.
look at my consistent through line is like most people play the Fancy Pants Adventures through its Flash entries, which is the vast majority of the series. But the one Fancy Pants game that really clicked with me that I loved was the 360 game, the one singular console release they ever had. I just loved that game to death, and I decided to play it one day, and I ended up just sweeping the entire console board super super hard.
Everyone needs their shtick, right?
Yeah, I guess. I play weird. I play games on weird platforms, and I play weird versions of games. It's like I also really enjoyed Sonic Dream Team when that first came out, and I played that on Apple TV.
Oh, that's the mobile only thing, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's an Apple Arcade exclusive, and I
Hmm.
went and bought an Apple TV for it, and was worthwhile.
All
Honestly,
right.
really really great game.
Yeah. I that's a whole nother thing, but I also don't like exclusive games, especially on
Oh, me neither.
platforms like that. Like, come on.
Yeah, no, me neither. Again,
At least put it
as
on
someone that
Switch because the Switch is like mostly mobile ports on the
so like
eShop.
the problem is that it's like anything that's on Apple Arcade is funded by Apple.
Yeah.
So they
But
have some sort of like exclusivity rights to it as far as like just like the contract they script up. So like I understand why Sonic Dream Team has never been ported, but I don't want to pay a monthly subscription for a damn video game. So I
it's
haven't ran the
it's a
game in two
subscription
years.
to play it?
Yes, it's a freaking
Oh
subscription.
my
Like,
god. That's even worse than I
yeah,
thought.
you have to have an Apple device, and you can't even buy the damn thing. You have to spend $5 a month on it.
Oh my
Like
god.
you
Wow.
also get Balatro, so that's cool. But like,
Okay.
I don't
Well, that
I don't
makes it
know.
worth it. No,
It is
I hate
really shitty.
I you should just ban all subscription only games, I think. IMO. No
Well, like
thanks.
from being ran, they just shouldn't exist.
No, just like from existing. You should be able to buy a game one time and have it forever. That's my
Oh, I agree.
thing.
I
Subscription only, oh my fucking god. Die.
there's so much wrong about actually accessing Sonic Dream Team, which is partially why I haven't gone back to speedrunning it.
Hmm.
Because like I have to break out my Apple TV. I have to break out a Bluetooth controller that Apple decided to permit, which I guess for me is my Switch One Pro controller. I have
Alright.
to pay the subscription again.
Yeah.
And then I have to relearn the whole game because there's no such thing as down patching on a fucking Apple TV. So, yeah, I have to down patch the game, which I won't do. So I have to play on
Yeah.
the new version, which I don't know because every patch of the game
And you can't
changed the level
practice until
order
you pay the subscription.
until I subscribe. Yeah.
That's
Like, and
so
they
bad.
changed the level order. They changed the level design. They've reworked every boss fight. They've removed the tutorial. They've added a new character. It is a fundamentally different game now than it was when I was initially playing it. Like, had my initial time adjusted for inflation, I guess, would probably be like a 55. a 56, somewhere around there, because there's multiple levels in the beginning and long and like cutscenes and stuff that were timed that just aren't in the game anymore. So
Wow.
I'd have like the reason that part of the reason I haven't come back to the game is that I would still be a top level competitor, if not potentially even a world record holder for this game, if it wasn't a subscription based game that constantly updated that fundamentally changed the game to something else. So I don't know. I
Wow.
kind of want to leave it on the leaderboard to have some legacy of what the game actually was when I was playing it. So
Yeah.
it's definitely a weird one. There's lots of weird games like that I play, but thankfully that's the only subscription game I've ever touched. The next big game I'm looking for is Bubsy 4D.
Mm.
Me and Wonderland, the Sonic Adventure DX world record holder. She just got Sonic Story record from Nixer.
Mm.
Um, Me and them were competing super hard in the Bubsy 4D demo, competing with Zyphals and Nintendo, a couple of the PlayStation Nation people,
Mm.
over for like a bunch of the ILs and for the 80% records. The Sonic Adventure people came out on top. We're number one and number two, but I'm very excited for competition in Bubsy 4D when that game actually comes out. There's lots of cool speed games on the horizon. There's lots of stuff to look forward to. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to a lot of the games that I'm going to be getting to now because with Sonic Adventure being at JDQ, I'm kind of at a point now where I'm ready to move on. I'm ready to do something else now. I've been doing this for 4 years basically, consistently with all my free time, and it's all I've done. I'm ready to do something else, like play Pikmin 2.
Fair. Because you do currently have like a lot of the SA records, right?
Oh, all of them.
Oh,
Yeah.
all of them. Okay, never mind.
Um, I think like, I very recently dropped Tails, but only through a technicality. Um, I dropped like Supersonic, but again, only through a technicality. A new trick was found that was at the very beginning of the game that saves like a minute. So
Well, okay.
it's one of those ones where I boot up the console and I win, but I just haven't yet.
Fair.
Um, I as far as everybody is like within the community is considered, like I am very far ahead of everybody else still, and like and as far as like general gameplay across most categories, I could I could keep cleaning up forever.
Mm-hmm.
I could keep playing this game exclusively for the rest of time,
Speedrunner
but
Spotlight, yeah.
I don't really want to anymore. Like I've kind of accomplished my goal.
Mm-hmm.
I set out to make friends, and that was kind of it when I first started. My mission with Sonic Adventure became something much greater when I realized the game was kind of being shunned and needed help. But a community exists now. People are playing the game. People are playing the game regardless of me telling them to play the game.
Mm-hmm.
Like I have a GDQ run that people are now referencing, joining the Discord, and learning on their own accord without me needing to intervene. Like I've made multiple hour-long tutorials. I've made a guide for just about every part of this game, and the game is the cheapest and most accessible it's ever been, with a buying guide as far as what you would need. And emulator recently just got patched to where now anyone can just emulate the game, even though it doesn't feel the greatest or the most accurate. It's a possibility now. So I kind of don't feel the need to stick around Sonic Adventure anymore like I used to. I love the game and I'll always play it, and it's my favorite game of all time, and it's fundamentally changed my life. But I'm ready for something else. I'm ready to do something else now. It's been a long time coming.
Mm-hmm. Well, speaking of GDQ, I could go more into even just like marathon or live event history, um, for you.
Live like live event history.
Yeah.
Sure, let me cross reference this because I have a list.
Ah,
Um on the Sonic Adventure category extensions page, we have a marathon
oh,
runs tab,
interesting.
which is really nice. So we can categorize anytime that anyone does a marathon run. Yeah, my first ever like performance was
Mm-hmm.
like my first ever like live performance Well, okay. What are we considering like marathon runs? Are we considering like GDQ hotfixes and whatnot too?
Sure. I mean, it can be whatever you think. Like,
Okay,
it's a broad term. I don't really have a like mandatory definition for it,
that's super fair.
but
Yeah, pretty much all of my marathon, except for like two, almost all my marathon appearances have been Sonic Adventure. Almost all of them
yeah.
have been Sonic Story. The
Hmm.
very first thing I was ever invited to was Smooth Operator just DM me out of nowhere. It's like, hey, I got a show called Time Capsule for GDQ Hotfix.
Hmm.
Are you down to clown for the 1998 block? And I said yes, and that was the first world record I ever had in Sonic Story. That first hotfix I ever did was right after I had kind of reached a breaking point where I had been playing the game for over a year, and I was so close to record, but I was burning myself out, getting super frustrated, and I thought to myself, I'm just gonna have fun again. I'm gonna do the parts of the game that I think are fun. I'm not gonna push myself, and I'm not gonna let this become something that's gonna destroy me. And that was the run where I got world record for the
You
first time in
got
Sonic
world
Story.
record on your first live like marathon
Yes,
run. Oh my fucking
uh,
god.
that was my first record in Sonic Story, and it was my first live event. And I
Holy
was
shit.
out of. I cried a lot. I was out of oxygen. Like
Oh my god.
I had been pushing for over a year, and it just like everything clicked into place, and
You could
it
not
just happened.
script it better. Oh
No,
my
no,
god.
you couldn't. It was it, it was a run that meant a lot to me, and I still go back and look at it from time to time. 'Cause that was also like the very last run that I ever did without cutscene skips. That was the very last run before they got found,
Oh,
too,
okay.
which is really interesting.
Hmm.
Like like right as soon as that happened, and I got record, there was like a wave of people that were just entering all at once, and that included Squeefy, who is by far our greatest glitch hunter and found so many of the massive discoveries that define the game today. So,
Hmm.
yeah, I think about the run all the time. It was on let's see here, September 25th, 2022.
Wow.
We're going to be coming up on the 4-year anniversary of this run this year, which makes me kind of want to vomit.
Mm.
But yeah, crazy. That was a crazy run. I'm still super stoked about it, and I'll never not be. Beyond that, my next event was PAX East 2023,
Hmm.
which was the first time Sonic Adventure had ever been on a live stage, and I was nervous. I choked. That run was bad. Like it was not a great showcase of the run. I was not. I did not play super well, and that was probably the worst live performance I've ever had. That one was very bad. I was very nervous because I always put way too much pressure on myself as far as like I need to represent this game so people know it exists. Like when every time I play the game on stage, I'm like I have to do the best I can right now. Otherwise, the game's gonna die again, and that's not reasonable. But
Hmm.
like
Yeah.
I put a ton of pressure on myself for that. Um,
Sorry.
yeah, the Paxies.
Quick
Sorry, go. What was
question
that?
about it. Was that like a GDQ thing that at PAX East?
Yes,
Oh.
yes, it was.
For some reason
That
I thought their
was.
first like PAX showcase was like in 2024.
This was. Let's see. Yeah, GDQ Hotfix presents Paxi Speedrun Stage. I was day 3 and 4.
Oh,
This was on May 18th, 2023.
huh. I'll have to. Hmm. Sorry, I'm working on some GDQ related thing.
Okay, I'll link this to you.
Um, and yeah, wow, that was not like I looked at Wikipedia to see like every event that's listed, and I thought it said the first PAX one was like PAX West 24. That's interesting.
Yeah, that's definitely not true.
Yeah. Okay.
PAX East. There was a PAX East before this one. I'm pretty sure too. 2022.
Huh.
So I would definitely just check the GDQ. Like literally, just go to the YouTube search and
Yeah.
look at and just try PAX East to see if you can find an earlier one than that too.
Interesting. Okay. Well, anyway.
But yeah, PAX East. I'm not super proud of that run, but it was the first time I did anything live, so it was as good as it could have been.
Mhm.
I could have performed better, but I did not do well in front of crowds. That was my first time doing public speaking in a long time too. I used to be a professional commentator. Commentating for other people, fine. Commentating while I'm playing the game, hell
Oh
no.
yeah, no, that's
Never,
fucking
no experience.
impossible.
And that is something that I have grown to do the best at. That is, I think, what makes me so good as like a marathon runner is that I can solo commentate while doing this crazy bullshit.
I
Like
still suck
I
at
have
it.
I have gotten really good at it. I'm very proud of how good I am at it now. But I started off bad. That PAX East showcase was bad. It
Mm.
was not good. But after that, there was Sonic's Birthday Blast, which was a marathon ran by the Sonic speedrunning community back in 2023. Was every single Sonic game back to back.
Jesus.
Uh, that one went fine. Then, oh man, let's see in order. I think the next one after that was Segathon 5, which was a very important marathon for me. Segathon is a Sega marathon where as long as it's played on a Sega console, it's allowed.
Mhm.
So every game under the sun was at Segathon, and they also had a competition for because Segathon 5 was uniquely Dreamcast themed. They had a competition for anybody that would the first person to submit a run and get it verified to a Dreamcast leaderboard would be shipped out a brand new Dreamcast with a GDMU installed, new capacitors, completely
Jesus.
redone, like souped up the works. And the literal minute that competition got announced, I booted up my Dreamcast and got world record at Techromancer.
Hmm.
So I have that Dreamcast and is
Damn.
now signed. The Dreamcast is right here in front of me. It's the one I played on the GDQ stage, and it's also signed by Ryan Drummond, the voice actor of Sonic the
Wow.
Hedgehog and Sonic
Yes.
Adventure.
Jesus.
But
That's
that
cool.
marathon was sick. That
Yeah.
marathon was a lot of fun. Um, let's see. The next one I did, like the next marathon run for Sonic Story, was Pace 2024.
Oh, you were at a pace. Okay. No,
I
that's
was at the
right.
last pace,
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Were you?
and
No, they didn't have. Never mind. I'm thinking something else.
what
You
was
were
your
only
question?
at the
Go ahead.
last pace that they ever did.
Yeah,
Okay.
Pace Summer. It was I think it was the last Pace. It was Pace Summer 2024.
I think they had a pace fall that year.
Okay. Yeah, I did not do the fall then. I was at the last summer. I know that much.
Here, I can make it really easy. What relay? What like giant
Oh,
relay
I
did
did
they do?
120.
Okay, yeah, that was summer. That was the second to last pace.
Okay.
Okay, we
Yeah,
we
I
were
still
in the
got
same relay then twice.
we were in the same relay twice. Yay! I still have both my pins.
I've been in
Um
every King J relay except the Sunshine one, but I don't think he was there for it anyway.
Weird.
It was more of a JJ thing. It was like I actually don't know what came of that Sunshine thing actually, so maybe I'm just speaking nonsense. I don't know. But all the Mario 64 relays that King J did, I've been in all of
That's cool. I want to do another one. I thought
them.
the
Yeah.
120 relay was super fun. And the 70-star relay was a lot of fun too. I'm really shocked that went as well as it did. I'd love to put one on myself, but goddamn, is it hard to find a game that would actually work that well for.
Yeah, it's it's a task, to say the least.
And just herding cats. King J is so good at herding cats. I don't know how he gets so many people together for this.
Yeah, it's
But
interesting,
yeah,
but
Pace. I loved Pace. I'm sure
yeah,
that that's maybe a controversial statement now within the
no,
Mario space, but
I think Pace was a vibe. It was fun. It was sketchy as fuck, but it was fun.
that's why I liked it. It reminded me of I back in we're gonna get a little this is I'm not gonna divulge too much information about this, but back when I was far too young, I was in the competitive Quake scene.
Mm,
And it reminded me a lot of 2007, 2008 Quake tournaments, that kind of vibe.
I
Just
see.
super dingy, back of a hotel, room that shouldn't have even been open, connected to the damn horse stable.
Yeah,
Like
right.
it was there was something about that venue that just I loved. I really did love Laurel, Maryland. I loved the area
I
and I loved the event.
I did not love Laurel, Maryland.
I know a lot of people hated it because it was boring, but like I don't know. I'm from Texas. Everything's
Well,
dead. Like
there it's not, first of all, the sleep in was terrible. Like
oh,
bed
that's yeah. You
bugs.
know what? I didn't have to think about that. I slept at a friend's house the entire
Oh,
time.
okay.
So
So the hotel was bad, and to get to the venue, you had to walk through a construction site back and forth every single
that
time.
sucks.
Also, someone got a knife pulled on them once. Like the
Oh,
area's not,
that
yeah, no, the area was not great, or at least where we were. Like if you go more to the downtown with all the food and stuff, it was a little better. But like, yeah, and then yeah, it's weird having your gaming event next to like a bunch of old people betting on horses the whole time.
we just started. We went up and bet on the horses a lot.
Yeah, okay. I wasn't about that
I've
life, but
never been horse betting before. I would do it again. That was really fun.
okay,
I
all
don't
right.
know. Like I was in a very unique position to make pace exceptionally fun for me because I had a friend that lived 10 minutes from the venue that also speed ran. That it just worked out. It
No,
worked
yeah,
out for
that makes
me,
sense.
and I loved it. I
I
completely
I
understand.
I loved. I went to all five paces post COVID. I loved them all. The problems come from what came out about their like how they were running things later on,
Yeah,
and yeah, that I don't stand for. But like, I'm not gonna deny that I had my fun there. Like,
I don't fully get what happened. Still,
yeah, I
I don't
won't. I
think.
won't get into it, but bad, bad
Yeah, I get that
organization.
much.
Boo, boo. But like,
It
pace was fun.
sounds it sounds like it was just like bad organization stuff, which
Oh yeah.
sucks.
No,
I
yeah, it
don't
was bad.
know I don't know the long and short of it, but I just would love something else to exist. And it's like I
Yeah,
hear everyone yelling, "Oh, just go to Midwest Speed Fest."
yeah,
No. Like that's so expensive for me. Going
yeah.
to
That's
Maryland
fair.
was easy.
Yeah, I mean, there are a lot of more like small events popping up here and there all over, but yeah, again, it's very like location based,
Hmm.
more for the locals. Like GDQ is really going to be the only thing that can pull in like the whole country and the whole world, sometimes. But
Yeah. And I that's something that Pace really had that I'm gonna miss and that I hope
yeah,
some other event can do in the future. I would love another speedrunning event besides GDQ to go to, especially one that's more low key.
yeah. And again, they do exist. I just haven't really been to them.
I
I
haven't
only went
really
to
seen
Pace
any.
because they had like the Mario 1 tournaments. That's where we first got to do
Mm,
our thing.
yeah,
Um
that's why I was partially why I was there was to support people for the Heroes tournament.
oh yeah,
Like
yeah.
I just so happened to get Sonic Adventure into the big marathon, mostly because of Drum, but well, my camera's being all nasty. Hopefully that fixes it. But yeah, Drum Basher was on the game schedule, and he was definitely looking for some rare Sonic entries. And Sonic Adventure, very rare Sonic entry.
Yeah.
So I got in. That was a really good Sonic block. That was the thing about Pace that really hurts is that Sonic. It's very public knowledge that GDQ generally doesn't like dealing with Sonic,
That I
and
wasn't aware of.
that it's there's a lot of history.
Huh.
Um, there's a lot of history. It's
Could have
completely fine.
could have fooled
It is.
me. Yeah.
They are very sparing about what Sonic games they take. For the last several years, they just haven't taken very many, if any at all. SGDQ 2023, I believe they literally had two Sonic fan games, and that was it. They have
Hmm.
completely killed the Sonic block. The Sonic block no longer exists, and I don't think it's going to come back.
They don't have a
Um,
lot of blocks though, other than like awful and silly though. Like they kind of do the
yeah,
horror, but like we used to have like an
they had the
NES
science
block. They
block.
don't really, yeah.
Yeah,
But that was like an kind of an ad, I think. Like it was Science Block sponsored by company. Like
yeah,
it was a little
sponsored by some
different.
company.
But like
It was different. It was kind of cool.
yeah,
I actually
no,
thought it was kind
it's
of neat.
cool. I just mean like their whole blocks thing. They don't really do anymore unless they're like
Yeah.
staples. Like the awful and silly, like on their schedule now, they are listed in a different color. Like this is a special case. Like they used to do like a
That's
big
true.
NES thing. They don't really do that anymore. And then yeah, like Sonic, Mario, they don't like if you see Mario, it's usually spread out. There's not like a block of it anymore,
Mhm.
kind of a thing. So,
Yeah, that's the case for Sonic as well.
hmm
But yeah, like that being said, I Sonic is not something that's GDQ is the biggest fan, mostly because of past experience with stuff. I'm not going to get into stuff,
okay,
but
yeah,
long and short of it was that it's hard to get Sonic on GDQ. So, and that's been the case for a long time. And there's some games that just literally will never be on the stage, just because they don't want them.
hmm
Like the runners themselves have tried doing everything they can. They've tried and like asked whenever they've done the submissions and whatnot, and it's just straight up they don't want the game. So it's not like the game's banned or anything, but they're just never going to accept it. There's a couple of these cases. Pace really felt like Sonic was finding a home. It really
hmm
felt like there was a place that the Sonic runners could go to where there was genuinely some like a space for us that wasn't dedicated to Sonic. Like there was a Sonic block at Pace, and it was one of the best Sonic blocks of all time, of any event. It was a bunch of games that never get their flowers, a bunch of games that never get shown back to back, and a couple favorites as well, like SA2.
hmm
Like it was super cool, super cool, and there will just never be something like that again. It will never happen again at any event. Without a pace, like without something that has that kind of pull, it just won't. And that kind of sucks.
yeah,
Like it's rough that Pace was becoming a home for a lot of communities. I know a couple of the Lego people feel the same way.
yeah. No, I
Um,
get that. I mean,
and
the
Pace was,
Mario One people felt similarly. Like,
yeah, that makes
the
sense.
Mario One people don't really go to GDQ. I'm like the only one that does, but
Yeah,
especially nowadays, there's a couple exceptions, but yeah, I mean, no, I get it. It was cool, and that's how I met a lot of Mario 64 people that I really respect. So that helped. But I don't know. A big consensus I do hear though is that a lot of people that have started going to GDQ instead of Pace are like, "Damn, GDQ so much better. At least we have this." But like, not everyone made the switch. But those who did seem to really
yeah.
like it, and I'm glad because it's nice to see more and more people that I care about attend GDQ since because I'm always
No,
there, right?
absolutely.
So
Yeah, I
and
love GDQ.
yeah, like, and it's a good place, despite it being as big as it is. Like, a bunch of communities can come together there very easily, and then you can also like intertwine with other communities. Like,
Hmm.
there's only like a select few that would be at Pace, but here you have your PlayStation people, your Mario, your Sonic, your Zelda, your whatever the fuck.
Yeah,
It's
kind of
all there.
everybody. Like everybody goes to GDQ. At least some people from everything. And
Yeah.
I
And they're
am
starting to have more games. Like, obviously, you've done your Sonic runs now, so they're not like completely dead in the water. They just had, because you
no,
brought up
they're
Lego, they just
not.
had Lego Star Wars. They've never had
Yep,
that before. That's a big deal.
and that's awesome. That's
Yeah.
super glad.
Or the complete
I'm
Saga
super.
specifically. I think they had another Lego Star Wars,
This
but
AGDQ games list was fire.
it
It was really
was,
good.
yeah, no.
Like
Whole,
it's one of the
I had a
best
great
games lists I
time.
think they've ever had.
I, it's rare that I'm
I
in the stream room for that long at an event. This one, I was there for quite a bit of time. There were like a good solid 10 plus runs I saw live. It- I spent a good
like
amount of hours there.
one of the games that I was learning for a while was 102 Dalmatians because it
Mm.
is, it's a Dreamcast game. It's a
Yeah, I
Dreamcast
was
game I
in
have
the, I
easy
was in the
access to.
audience for the task. Yeah.
Dude, it's funny that task only exists. You know how I was mentioning Broby earlier, is playing Sonic
hmm
Adventure? That task only exists because Broby beat the last one, RTA. Like so, like
That's
getting to
awesome.
watch the new task. I hadn't seen that one yet. I'd only seen the one that Broby demolished. Because that's what Broby does. Broby shows up to games and then is just outrageously good and then leaves. Like Broby still has record in like a lot of the 102 Dalmatians categories, and they had to make a new
Destroys game.
task
It doesn't
literally just to kill
elaborate.
him.
Leaves.
Yes, that dude's the goat. I love Broby. That dude's so nice too.
It's
Anyway,
awesome.
yeah, like 102 Dalmatians, they made that task to kill him, and I'd never
That's
seen
funny.
it before, and that task was so cool.
Yeah.
I was so excited for that, and that's the kind of thing I would expect to be more at a Magfest than at GDQ, and I was really glad to see it at
Yeah,
GDQ.
no, they're getting more wild with their stuff, like more like tournament finals or They always
Mhm.
have some sort of showcase that isn't, just straight up speedrunning. They let us do our Mario 1 tech thing. That's
Yeah,
different. Um,
that is very different.
Archipelagos they've had, like, they're getting interesting. I don't
They
know.
are getting interesting. Me and my girlfriend have actually been submitting Sonic Adventure DX Archipelago a lot.
Mm.
So
Well,
hopefully we
it's
get that in.
yeah. I mean, what did Emerald and Dawn do recently?
They did SA2.
SA2. Yeah, so like it's completely
Mhm.
on the table, right? So
Yeah,
I don't know. It's cool. I want I
I
want to
am.
see more
I'm
stuff.
hopeful. I'm very hopeful. I mean, both me and my girlfriend have been on the GDQ stage multiple times. Last SGDQ, both of us were on the stage independently. So I'm hoping that they just like, oh, we know them, and they just put us
Yeah,
on because that would be really
it does
great.
help when you have some cred behind it, right? I mean, I can say that. Like, I feel like they've
Yeah,
accepted me more because I had a good track record in the past. Um,
I absolutely think, like from my own perspective, Sonic Adventure got into GDQ because of how well the Sega Marine Fishing run did.
oh,
Like
yeah, we haven't even
I
talked
did.
about that. That was a
No,
banger.
we haven't. Like trying to get through my marathon runs. I've done so many for Sonic Story, but then like,
Your first GDQ was Sega Marine Fishing, right?
it sure
That's
was.
hilarious.
I
A
so
fish,
a thing I
brother.
like to do, a
A
fish. A
fish,
thing
brother.
I like to do that led me to Sega Marine Fishing is I like to go on speedrun.com and I like to hit the random button.
Yes, I
And
love the random button. It's
sometimes I will just find games that don't have moderators. And I'm like, okay, well, I guess that's mine now. And I
that.
have accidentally poached multiple games. And one of these games was Sega Marine Fishing.
And
And
that's a Saturn,
so
right?
that is a Dreamcast
Oh,
game.
that is Dreamcast. Okay. I couldn't remember. I knew it was Sega.
So Sega Marine Fishing, I had never heard of this game before. I had never seen this game before.
Weird.
Like
Oh.
never in my life would I've ever stumbled across it. And I was like, okay, so I submitted a fake run so that I could just get the moderator position. And then I looked at the game and I'm like, wait, this game is freaking sick. So during actually this is
Wow.
going to tie into the last thing I was talking about.
Okay, perfect.
While I was at Pace, actually, me and my friends took a trip to Eastar Land, and that is where I bought my Dreamcast fishing rod
Mm.
that I then went and used to run Sega Marine Fishing. And Sega Marine Fishing became a game that like I was playing, I was kind of good at it, and like, oh, this is like kind of fun. And then I started grinding for record. I'm like, wait, this game is actually phenomenal. And I just through sheer chance stumbled across Sega Marine Fishing, and it became like literally like 5 months out of my life. I was just grinding away at this game.
All because of the
I
random button.
all because of the random button
That's
on speedrun.com.
insane. Oh
Shout
my
out to the
god.
random button.
Holy shit, that's awesome.
A whole thing happened. I restructured the leaderboard to look really nice. Me and my friend Scrumbular went back and forth for record, like really hard. Both of us playing on Dreamcast with our fishing rods. Other Sonic Adventure runners like Underground and Must Include started running the game for a little bit just for fun. Like anytime that one of us in the Sonic Adventure scene finds a cool game, a lot of us follow. So the Sega Marine Fishing community is really just the Sonic Adventure community in a trench coat. Like it was really just like a bunch of us playing on the Dreamcast, playing something else. But yeah, I submitted a lot of submissions I was very proud of to GDQ. I submitted Sonic Story, I submitted All Stories, like I started doing like some other games at the time. I submitted Fancy Pants with a bid war for Pants Color. Like I had some really good submissions, and then I just decided to throw on an uncommentated garbage Sega Marine Fishing run, and they took it.
That's so
I
funny.
don't. I have no idea who decided to take it, but I got to be the GDQ cranker for 3 runs, and that's awesome. Like I was I was on stage on SGDQ talking about cranking it for Sega Marine Fishing, for Casual Birder, because that game's on the Playdate, the
Oh
console
yeah.
that has a big crank on it,
Mm-hmm.
and for Sonic Heroes, just for fun, just to
Okay.
ruin my girlfriend's life a little bit.
That's good.
And that was so fun. I had like that was genuinely a ton of fun.
Not
That
many can
run went
straight up
super
crank it
well.
on the stage, you know.
A
A
fish,
fish.
a fish.
The
I
bit was perfect. Like you took that and ran. It was great.
I thought so. I had a lot of fun with it, and I
Fucking
think
fishing for
that run,
dummies.
yeah, the fishing Bible,
The
fishing for dummies,
fishing for dummies
all
Bible
the,
is
and
so
then everyone, shout outs to all the fish in the water. We're coming for you, dude. Brandino, fucking amazing commentator.
hmm
And, like I, that run was so fun, and that run was received so well,
Oh yeah.
which is again
Yeah.
why I think that that's why I think that we got pulled on for Sonic Adventure.
hmm
I think that more than Sonic Adventure getting pulled on, they just really wanted me back, and that was the main thing I submitted. So,
Well, it's also
yay.
unique, right? Because I'm sure they usually in the past took DX, and this would be,
Yeah.
a new spin on it.
Which was my first time on the GDQ stage, actually. I kind of forgot to mention that.
Mm.
My first time on the GDQ stage at all was for Sonic Adventure DX, the All Stories Relay.
Oh, okay. Just for
I'm not in the
commentary.
title. So, I'm
Oh.
not in the title of the video because I
Oh.
wasn't supposed to play, but I did. So
Okay.
I did Supersonic.
I
There
see.
was supposed to be somebody else there to do Supersonic, but he couldn't make it. So I ended up filling in last minute. I was mostly there for commentary, but I ended up doing Supersonic
Okay.
just cuz, basically.
That explains my
So
confusion, I guess.
yeah, I'm kind of like not allowed to talk about it because GDQ doesn't get very happy when I do because I did not have a runner badge and I did play a game on stage. But you
Oh.
know, things happened and I got brought back. Like I've not only have I been brought back multiple times now, but like you know, it was a whole thing.
Yeah, I won't delve too far into that topic, but wow, you were
Yeah,
one
it
lucky
was a mess.
bastard.
it
Holy
was
shit.
it was it was a mess,
Whew.
and it was a mixture of lack of communication from the other runners, and yeah, like production did the best they could, but they were not given enough information. That's for sure.
I see.
So
Okay, well, I'll leave it at that.
hey, we've all come back at some point though, so they're not
Yeah.
mad at us. We did good. It
Yeah.
was a good
No, that's
run.
good.
So,
Wow.
but yeah, I've got a lot of funny marathon appearances like that where things have just happened whenever I'm there. And then I've got this shirt from
Yeah,
GD
that's
Queer.
sick. I love their
GD
mascots.
Queer, me too.
Yeah.
GD Queer was a really fun event.
I got my Velocity plush. I bought it at AGDQ.
I kind of want a Velocity
Wait.
plush.
There it is. Alright.
Let's
Just gotta
go.
rotate the camera. All right.
Yeah. So right before GDQ, I kind of submitted Sonic Story to a lot of stuff just because I had no reason to not be dooming about it. Like everyone in the world has told me that Sonic Story was never going to get into GDQ. I submitted it all the time anyway, but like no one, everyone told me Statics gets in. If anyone submits Statics, they're going to get in. Statics always has been getting in the past. Like
Sorry, my
Like
dog
Sonic
just
Adventure.
walked in and that shouldn't have happened. What the hell?
Yeah.
How did you get down here? Well, dog reveal, I guess.
Yo, what's good, dog?
Dog reveal. First time she's ever been on camera on my stream. It's crazy.
Dog reveal.
Um,
That's a good dog.
I know. What is she doing down here? I'm a little worried. Anyway, um, go land the chair, I guess. Um,
But yeah, I had fired off Sonic Story to a bunch of marathons, like kind of back to back, because I didn't think I'd get into like I thought I might get into one of them. I didn't think I'd get into all of them. So I've been a little burnt out because I had Fastest Furs and then GD Queer and then GDQ. All three of those were Sonic Story marathon runs. and all three of those were literally back to back, like 1 month after the other. So people really wanted Sonic Story for a little while there, and I'm glad. I'm glad people have seen it now. You know, like I said earlier, I feel like I've done my job. You know, the main thing I could do was show off Sonic Adventure and get Sonic Story done, and that's also why there's going to be a lot more silly submissions from me going forward. I really like the kind of stuff that King J submits. He submits a lot of the kind of games that I like too.
Mhm.
So I feel like me and him are bound to cross paths at some point because I know the next game that I'm going to be submitting that I want to get in is Wii Bowling,
Oh,
not
okay.
not WII,
Oh.
WE, Wii
Oh,
Bowling.
I know where this is going. Yes, of course.
So Wii Bowling is a bowling platformer that was a made by someone that cares a lot. He really does. This as soon as we started speedrunning the game, like he was very in communication with us. He added there is
That's
a
cool.
there's a ball. If you download Wii Bowling, it's free on Steam. You can download a ball that has my mascot, a green Dreamcast swirl, and a red panda. And you can
Cool.
just play
That's
like a
sick.
bowling ball that's based on me in the game because I decided to be the goat and just sweep the entire game. So the game has in-game leaderboards. I beat the leaderboard time on every single stage, and there's now dedicated speedrunning modes with the categories on the leaderboard with a good in-game timer
Hmm.
that have got added to the game based on all of our suggestions. So the game has become a really good speed game, but at its core, it is still a fucked up, weird rage game.
Hell yeah.
It's really funny. It's that's a game that I really want to show off, and that is very much the kind of thing that's like golf with your grandma too.
Oh,
So
fuck yeah.
so I'm gonna be doing a bunch of really weird submissions going forward, and also Archipelago with my girlfriend. That's
Mhm.
like the main things I want to put. I want a marathon run at this point because you know I got the white whale in,
Yep.
so now it's just time to have fun. Other than that, lots of races. I want to do lots
Mhm.
of races with people. So just because racing is fun, to circle all the way back to the very beginning.
Sorry. Dog distraction. This has never
Oh, all
happened
good.
before. This is truly a GDQ moment.
Whoa, this is a GDQ moment. It's never happened before.
It's true. Oh, you what? No. She's crazy. Anyway, let's see. So yeah, GDQ cool. Big fan.
Me too.
Yeah.
I must say, um, except for that Megas concert, pretty big fan.
Oh.
Just it's just it left some room to be desired. It was a little funny, but but
I'll be
hey, I hope they
honest,
do
I
it
didn't
again.
see it, so but I've heard good things.
Really?
Yeah. Okay. Well,
Um,
you know,
it was not.
other than the AI debacle, I've heard good things, but
Yeah, that wasn't great.
yeah, but it seemed like that was just an oopsies, hopefully.
I think they just forgot to tune the stream at all.
Oh.
The stream sounded like people playing in a room. It did not sound like. Yeah, it was rough.
Oh, okay. Were you there live?
We were in we were watching from the hotel TV.
Okay. Sorry, the people I heard where it was really good were there, like in the room.
I
So,
believe that.
okay.
I believe that.
I
Again,
have
I don't
not.
think
I
that there
was
is.
not in the room. I have not watched back the stream, so I don't. Yeah, I'm lost.
Yeah, it was the production on the stream was abhorrent to say the least,
Mm,
and it was really funny. Like just the way that it sounded, it came across really funny. I hope they do it again though, because I have heard really positive things from the people that did go there in
mhm.
person, and I think it was a really cool idea.
Yeah.
I
Oh
hope they
no,
do
it was a
more.
sick idea.
I hope they do more concert stuff.
Yeah.
Honestly,
I mean,
like
I was there for Crazy Taxi. Hell
be a little bit
fucking
mention that.
yeah. Hell
Yes, dude. I
fucking
was
yeah.
about to mention that. Um, if Sonic Adventure ever comes back to like if we ever do Sonic Story again on stage, it's going to be with a live backing band
Yeah. All
because
right.
the main one of the main tricks that I didn't get to do on stage is after the first level we set up a glitch that turns off all the music for the entire game because it makes the game run better. Like
Mm.
it takes a little bit to set up, but I think the idea of a live band being like a reveal would be so cool.
That yeah,
like I don't know how we
because
would
it
get this
fits into
done.
the game if you're
Yep.
removing the audio. So it's like, unfortunately, we have to remove the audio. But no,
Yeah, because
that's fascinating.
I think it'd be really cool if like we somehow had it on the schedule and no one knew. And
Well, we're leaking it now. Oh no.
yeah, well, I mean, like I would tell people it's coming up. I feel like it'd
Okay.
be fine if it was on the schedule, but like I don't know. I think it'd be really fun for at least some people to get the surprise because like it'd be the
Wow.
beginning of Sonic Story, and we would go through Emerald Coast, and then we would finish Emerald Coast, and I'd be like, I hope you liked that song. It's gonna be the only one we hear in game. And then as we're setting up the glitch, because it takes about a minute, we could have like the band slowly come out, and then they start to play as we just go through the rest of the game. I think that'd be so cool.
No,
Like
I like it. I like it.
that idea is super fun. I have no idea how to pitch that to anybody or even get people together for a band. I know that the Sound Defense, that was
Hmm.
like one of like that was like the Sound Defense's band or like the band that he's in, the Limiter Cut, and they're all like adjacent to the Sonic space. So I think it'd be
Yeah.
cool to get the same band back together, but I don't know how down they'd be for it.
Hmm.
So, but if you ever see Sonic Adventure in the future, it might be with a backing
It
band, and
might
we're gonna
be
try to
with the.
get that done.
I have heard rumors of trying to do like a Tony Hawk game. You know.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah. So if you ever see like Tony Hawk, there might be something there too. Who knows? Because that's a game that suffers the same crazy taxi thing where they can't
Yeah,
have
ton of
the
licensed
audio.
music.
Yeah. So I don't know. It's interesting. They've been doing a lot of wackier things, and I love it because it keeps it fresh, entertaining, exciting. Other adjectives. It's great.
Yeah. I don't know if have you ever been to a Magfest before?
I have not no.
Magfest has a speedrun marathon called Magfast, which
Yes, I've
is,
heard of that.
fun fact, it's actually where GDQ started because
I
GDQ was
know it was
initially a
supposed to be at a
panel at Magfest.
Magfest, and then it moved to the
Wow.
basement. Wow. These.
Yeah, Magfast is the Magfest designated speedrunning event now, and they pride themselves on being particularly wacky.
Mm,
So
okay.
most of the stuff they take is either like rare games that never have been shown anywhere else, or there's something about them that can be like interesting. The thing that I did at Magfest was me and ID Geek, first and second place at the time in Sonic Story. We had a big wheel where of just like horrible things you could do to us, like in both in real life, like write a haiku and like stop what we're doing, or like go do a side quest like find a chow and kill it, like
Mm.
stuff like that, like out of the like super out of the way stuff that we had to do during the game on the wheel, and you would donate $5 and then you could point it at someone and that would be like how you could influence the race because it was the closest thing I could think of to doing like crowd control on console,
Mm.
and it went really well. It was a lot of fun, and I'd love to do that idea again. I think that idea works so well for so many games, and I'd love to do something like that on the JDQ stage. Just have like the wheel of punishment for any random game.
Do they stream Magfast?
They do. I can
Okay.
throw you that VOD if
Yeah,
you're interested.
having a visual for stuff like that, GDQ loves, the visual having been done before, especially live. It helps
Mm-hmm.
a lot. So, yeah. I know, in fact, they do a lot of the more they do like kind of wackier things at like their PAX is not too
Yeah,
wacky, but like a good example I could think of it is that the last GDQX, ADEF did the Pick My Main, and that was to like see how
yeah,
the audience reacted to it, and then it became the finale of GDQ. So clearly,
right.
clearly it
And
worked.
GDQX is TwitchCon,
Yeah,
right?
that's TwitchCon.
Okay. I haven't done that one. Have you been to TwitchCon?
Yeah, I was at 2024. I was the finale.
Oh,
Yeah.
how was that experience?
Um,
I've done a PAX now. You know, I've done a couple of the GDQ events. I'm really curious about TwitchCon.
yes. It I don't know. It's weird because to me it's not that interesting like the Twitch con part of it. It is really cool that we get a whole like auditorium just for GDQ though. Like, PAX, you're
That is pretty
probably in the
cool.
room. Like we were in a room. I was at a PAX West. So we get a room. The room could get pretty full, but it was still a room. This you get like a
Mhm.
fucking thing. Like it is a part of the event. It's on the map. Like come here for speed runs. Um, but the main event space, I don't know. There's not much interesting going. Plus, if you're not like a partnered streamer, like there's not really a point in
Yeah, if you're not a
going.
partnered streamer, you can't do a lot of
You
stuff.
can't do a
Like
lot of the
half of
stuff.
it, it's like behind curtains. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I'd only go if you get into GDQX because they waive the TwitchCon fee, like they do at
Mm.
PAX, I think. I would never,
That's
ever pay for TwitchCon. Ever.
that's my main
Not
problem
worth
with
it.
Magfest now. When I did Magfest, I was apparently the last year they will ever waive badges.
Oh,
They're no
really?
longer waiving badges for people that get into Magfest for speed running, which
Yeah.
sucks.
Yeah,
That
that sucks.
sucks because Magfest is like $250, dude,
Hmm.
and it's such a good convention. Like it's such a great convention, but them not paying for badges, genuinely, it's killer.
Yeah.
It it removes a lot of the desire to go because like
TwitchCon's
I
a
don't.
similar price and probably a much worse con
Yeah,
part of it. So, yeah, I would never do that. Though, one thing good about TwitchCon is I got to meet a lot of, people that wouldn't go to GDQ.
that makes sense.
Oh, hold on. What is going on upstairs? One second. People are being weird in my house. Um, Here, can you give me like 20 seconds?
Yeah, sure.
Sorry, one sec. I lost your feed. Oh,
Yeah, I just turned my camera off.
oh, okay. Anyway, now that that's settled, um, what was I saying? Uh, yeah, GDQX is cool. Yeah, the TwitchCon, whatever. But what I liked is, yeah, a lot of people that are more popular, so maybe they don't have the time for like GDQ or
Yeah.
something. But TwitchCon's a weekend, and they probably live in LA, so they can come down to San Diego for a weekend. So I got
I
to meet a lot of people that I'm very grateful I got to meet. But yeah,
the idea of flying though, just for a weekend, for a convention I'm not gonna like,
yeah.
just to work.
I
That's
don't.
a little bit
Yeah,
of a hard
I
sell.
in 2024 I did a PAX and a TwitchCon mainly because they accepted me. Um, but it was more just to try it to see what it's like. PAX I really liked. PAX was great. Um,
PAX is cool. I love
PAX was
PAX.
really cool. Um, that was a little more worth it. Uh, yeah, TwitchCon is only like if you're really into Twitch, and mm,
I stream, but
yeah,
like
it's like
I'm not.
again, I don't know. I don't have a ton to say about TwitchCon positively, other than like GDQX itself and the people there were cool. Um, but yeah, there's like sometimes there'll be a show that someone puts on that's cool, but yeah, like I wasn't too into it. Um, I don't know. I might submit again. Again, it's only like PAX and TwitchCon are only things I'd go to if I get into the GDQ part of it. But I don't know. I'm not against trying it again someday. It just I don't know, wasn't too worth my time, I guess. I mean, closing that event and doing commentary for a couple of runs was fun though. And
Yeah, I mean,
the people I hung out with there were very cool, and I, wouldn't have been able to hang out with a lot of people that I hung out there anywhere else. So I don't know. It was unique. I'll definitely say it was unique. Just you really gotta wonder if it was worth it.
like, where's TwitchCon at?
It's at the San Diego Convention Center. It's a beautiful convention center. I'll give it that. It's like right on the water. Um, and it's right by like the downtown area. Like it's a great location, but I don't know. I couldn't find much enjoyment in the con itself, I guess.
Yeah, and the thing for me is like I have to, even if I got in, I have to really wager my prices. I can't exactly just like go willy nilly to a lot of these things because they're expensive, right? It's expensive to get a hotel. It's expensive to fly. Even if I were to get accepted to something like this, with where I live, going all the way out to California, it's gonna be like even for like it's not worth it for me to do a $400 flight for this.
Yeah, no.
So
Um,
yeah, sucks because I would like to do it, but I'm not gonna do it for that.
yeah, yeah. That's the best way I can put it. And again, it's just my opinion, so I don't know how everyone would feel about it, but that was kind of my thing. Like, I don't regret it.
Yeah,
Um, First of all, I got to like close an event. That was kind of cool.
yeah. Being a closer for an event sounds super sick.
Granted, it's not like a main event or whatever, so
Still,
it doesn't have like the same impact. But I mean, it was fun. I had a good time and got to hang out with people I wouldn't have gotten to anywhere else. So yeah. Um, but yeah, PAX. No, like I can talk so many good things about like the convention itself, not just like the speedrun parts of it.
mm,
Like,
yeah. I loved PAX East. I would love to do a PAX West at some point, and that seems a lot more worth it to me. Like
mhm.
that's another event that
I
I would
would
actually
definitely
do.
do a PAX West again. Um, because Seattle's a really good location for multiple reasons for me specifically. Um, I would just hope they, you know, let us know if you're in while you can still get like a hotel by the convention because when I went, they didn't really
Yeah,
have that. And we had to overpay for a really far away hotel and rent a car, and it was a mess. Do not drive in Seattle. Just do not drive in Seattle.
dude.
Holy shit.
Uh, I would never drive during a PAX. Oh my god, driving in Boston seemed like the worst thing in the world.
Seattle's
Boston
worse,
was
I
absolutely
guarantee it. Guarantee it.
that's crazy. Boston was
I've never seen a
miserable.
five-way intersection before.
I have because I was in Boston where they were on
Okay.
top of each other,
Okay. So
like,
maybe they are
vertically.
similar, but
Yeah,
okay,
that's I would never drive there.
how does the elevation change a lot in Boston?
It does, but it
Okay.
goes in circles. Like for a single skyscraper can have two highways above and below it circling around it that don't intersect.
Hmm.
Like and all of it feels ground level because it's all like left to like there's buildings on both sides. It is so bizarre. It feels like the ground itself is constantly moving. I
Yeah.
hate it. I don't understand
Okay,
how
maybe
anyone
they are
can drive
similar.
there.
I just remember staring at the bridge we needed to go on from below, and to get to it, had to drive a mile away, then up a really steep slope just to get on the road that the bridge is connected to. And on the way, there was like an intersection with five stop signs, and it was like, what the fuck are we doing? It was no. Anyway,
Yeah, that sounds about the same. It's I would never drive there. I would just no,
no,
absolutely not.
no. So yeah, um, those are my PAX and TwitchCon experiences, I guess.
TwitchCon, I think it sounds cool, but
Yeah.
it's just financially not feasible. So
Mm-hmm.
not something I would ever want to do for that reason alone. But PAXs, I mean, I liked PAX East. It's been 3 years now, so I might uh I might consider doing a PAX this year, maybe. I am taking a flight out to Canada in April of this year, though,
Mm.
so I've got to leverage that. I don't have a ton of free time to spend, so I'm gonna try to go to SGDQ. AGDQ already happened this year.
Yeah.
Already went, had a good time. Um,
Mm-hmm.
SGDQ I'm gonna try to go to. You said you do every GDQ.
Yeah, I try to. Especially SGQ. I prefer that a lot more because Minneapolis in the summer, perfection. Plus, the location's
Many,
just so good. Like right
I think the look.
downtown.
I just don't care for Minneapolis.
Ah, well, I really like it.
I That's completely fair. I love the HDQ venue. Like I hated the hotel. The hotel
Yeah,
sucked,
no, the hotel sucked.
but
No, I did like the
like
HDQ venue space,
the space is so nice. I
but
also
the
kind of
temperature
preferred the
sucked,
vibe.
and you had to walk too far to get to where things are in the cold.
See, I thought it was a little bit too warm for me. I would have
That's
preferred if it was colder.
yeah, you can't fool me.
No, I'm serious.
No,
I didn't wear a jacket like the entire
what the
event.
fuck?
Like everyone around me was like bundled up like they were gonna die,
Yeah,
but
that was me.
I was in my t-shirt and sweatpants the entire time. I
Okay,
had a
so you're
great time.
just crazy. All right. Anyway,
Yeah, but like I really loved it. I That was my first time ever going to Pittsburgh, and I really loved the area.
no,
And
Pittsburgh is sick. Yeah.
I had a nice time. I had
No,
a very nice time
it's
there.
very beautiful with the elevation and the rivers and
It
everything.
is.
But yeah, I can't deal with the temperature. The hotel rooms were ass. Um,
The hotel rooms were ass.
they were
There's a
ass.
hotel room I was in for the last couple hours before I left because I made a new friend, and they had their ceiling cave in above their toilet. Just that hotel was
Oh,
awful,
yeah.
genuinely awful.
I just don't want glass doors on my bathroom doors, and they also slide and don't lock.
Yeah,
Awesome.
yeah, that sucks.
Um, I actually stayed at a different hotel this GDQ.
Makes
Um,
sense.
so
I,
that was a little more tolerable. Except on relay day, I didn't have an umbrella, and I had to walk all the way there, and I didn't have the hotel room that night, so I had to bring all my shit in the rain. Um, yeah, that was not fun time. But
I'm trying to. I don't even remember relay day. I'm gonna be honest.
I
Like,
do because it was painful for me to get to the relay. I was drenched in rain because I had to put my jacket like over all of my other stuff so it didn't get soaked because I had like expensive stuff and I had
yeah,
to take it with me. So it was just a mess. But anyway, I
so
was there
much
against all
of
odds. I said,
so much of AGDQ is just a blur to me. Like, I was so. Let me tell you a little bit about the Dreamcast as a console.
okay,
It doesn't fucking work.
yeah,
So the Dreamcast has this great feature where sometimes it explodes and stops working. And the really
mm-hmm,
cool thing is that I specifically need my Dreamcast to do my run because I load my games off an SD card, and my incentive required me to load specific ROMs depending on what one.
mm,
So I was unable on the day of my run to finish a practice run because it decided that today it was going to explode. It decided that it was just not going to be able to do it, and I could not get to the end game. I could not reach the final third of the game at all. The console just wouldn't let me. I couldn't get that far without it boot looping or crashing. So I went and borrowed a new power cable from World 9,
mm-hmm.
and I prayed whenever I went on stage. I was stone faced for the first 30 minutes of my run because I had no idea if the console was going to be able to even make it through. The run is obnoxiously difficult and very stressful to perform live, and I had no idea if the console was going to make it. So basically, once I realized there was no point left where the game could crash, was finally when I started to joke around and have fun. And as soon as that run was over, I I crashed.
Mm-hmm.
The stress like really overtook me, and I don't remember a single thing after that for the rest of AGDQ. I had a pretty fun time partying, meeting people, getting around, doing stuff, watching runs, yada yada. But a lot of AGDQ was just a stress induced nightmare until that was over.
I see. Well,
So thank God the Dreamcast survived,
mm-hmm.
but also thank God I got to enjoy the rest of it. Thank God my run was early, because if I was dealing with that for the entire week, I would have been having a panic attack on stage.
Well, it all works out.
It did all work out, thankfully.
Hmm. Well, trying to think. Think I covered most of what I usually go over. It's been a
It's
solid
very
two and a
fair.
half hours.
We've been here for 2.5 hours.
It'd be like that a lot of the time. Um, I mean, is there something we didn't go over that you'd like to?
I mean, I'm curious as to like, what's your future plans for speedrunning? Like, what do you
That's
got
usually what I
upcoming?
ask the guest.
Yeah, I figured, but I'm curious about you.
Okay,
What do you got coming
what
up?
do I got coming up? Okay. The past couple years, especially like the second half of last year, I just completely fell off everything ever. So that sucked. So I'm trying to just like actually get myself to do stuff again. So that's the goal right now. Um, I'd like to get a 454 this year. Actually, I'd
Hell
like to
yeah,
get one like soon. That'd be nice.
you should go play PAL.
No, I don't have a PAL console,
Well,
and
figure it out.
I'm good actually.
No, you don't want to do that.
I legitimately try it if like a PAL console and a way to play it spawned
Yeah, just like
if it just
got bequeathed to you
appeared, but like
somehow, just
yeah,
somehow in
no.
front of you.
I don't
Yeah,
I don't have any reason to go through the effort on trying to make that work. Um yeah, I mean, I can tell you I'm gonna be doing this podcast a while, probably in the future, so
let's
that's
go.
good.
Yes, it's been a lot of fun. Thank you for having me on.
Yeah, no
Yeah, if the last
problem.
question is like future plans, like I am currently in my handheld era.
Hmm.
Outside of like working towards marathon submissions and whatnot, I have a couple handheld games I'm starting to learn. Like I am getting into the Sonic Advance series. I'm
Hmm.
going to be getting into the Game Gear Sonic games. I'm also going to be learning Sonic Pocket Adventure, and hopefully, if I have enough time, I'll also be learning some of the DS games. So,
The Rush
I mean, that's
ones?
really, yeah, Rush Adventure, Colors DS, and then Lost World 3DS,
Hmm.
Sonic Generations
Everything.
3DS. Yeah,
Quite
as
literally.
there's a challenge that Kirby Master does called the Sonic Handheld 16,
Oh my god.
and I would like to beat him in that. Ultimately,
Mm.
that's the goal. He has like the world record in the vast majority of handheld Sonic games, and he's exceptionally good at the ones that he has record in,
Hmm.
which is most of them. He's
Yeah.
he is a very talented, very dedicated speedrunner, and I would like to spend a good chunk of this year getting up to his level in a lot of those games and getting to the point where I can race him in the handheld 16.
Ooh. Okay. I like that.
So that's the goal.
How long does it take to do all that usually?
Um, a while,
Yeah.
because I am on the first game right now. I'm learning Sonic Advance 1, and wow, this game is hard.
Yeah.
So once I understand Sonic Advance, it'll make Sonic Advance 2 a lot easier, but Sonic Advance 3 is a very different beast.
Mm.
There's a couple of the games that I already have a little bit of a leg up on because I played them a lot, or I had already tried running them in the past or different versions of them. Like I have learned most of the Master System Sonic games, which are very similar, if not almost identical to their Game Gear counterparts in some instances.
Hmm.
So for those, I'll be able to breeze through those kind of quickly. I think it's going to take me probably about a year and a half, realistically, with the pace I'm going at right now, to get to the point where I feel competent in all of them. To actually be good at all of them, probably longer than that.
Hmm.
But I need a new long term goal. So this is what I want to work towards because all my other long term goals are kind of drying up now.
Yeah.
So needs
Fair.
gotta start chasing something new.
So is this a multi-game thing like have a leaderboard?
No,
No,
there's a
it's
multi
just a
game
for fun
leaderboard.
thing.
There's a multi game leaderboard for the Sonic series, and I'm sure it could get added,
Hmm.
but I would probably have to do a run first because Kirby is the only person that's done a run, And I don't
Oh,
think he would
okay.
add a leaderboard
Yeah,
just for
no,
himself.
okay. I was just curious. Do you know how long it takes him to complete a run of it?
I can look.
I'm just curious what like a top level would take, because that 16's a lot.
It is a lot. The he let's see. It looks like he finished at his third finished run. His current PB is 9 hours and 49 minutes.
That's honestly not as bad as I thought it would be, but that's
Like
still
I was kind of stressing, he is unbelievably good at a lot of these
yes.
games.
That's the other
Like
thing, though.
like that's the thing is that a 9 hour run of 16 separate games back to back, multiple of which he has kind of reinvented the wheel for. Like he that it is a display of dominance. The fact that he can even get like a sub 10 doing
Hmm.
that. I hope to one day be able to do that myself. That's the point I'd like to get to, but that is a lot of work.
Hmm.
I like I said, I'm struggling already with Advance One, but I mean I am also just starting, so we'll see. It's my first foray into any of this, so
Well, I'm glad to have you on this crossroads, moving on to a new chapter, I guess. Good
yeah,
timing.
thank you. Thanks for having me. I've wanted to be on a speedrun podcast before, so
Yeah.
I'm glad that you pulled me on. It's definitely something I've wanted to do for a while.
So this was the first one. I don't know how many podcasts, speedrunning podcasts there are, but
Not very many, but
okay,
this is the first one I remember seeing.
cool. Yeah, I don't know what the speedrun podcast scene looks like, honestly. I kind of just do this on my own accord. I don't really follow other things, but
Yeah, it's totally fair.
yippee. We've been doing it a while. Well, anyway, if that is everything, you can self promote yourself however you'd like to.
All right, sure. Yeah, my name's WitherMin, as you probably know at this point. Um, you can find me on twitch.tv/WitherMin, and please look at my YouTube channel. I almost have enough subscribers to make money. I'm very close. I'm at 833.
I'm at
That is
1,560 and I still am nowhere close to making money. Shoutouts to
see,
the hours thing.
I actually am quadrupling the hours thing.
Okay, lucky you,
Uh,
I guess.
I make music.
Oh, okay, fair.
I have the only true complete version of Sonic Boom from Sonic CD on YouTube because they
Oh,
released different chunks of that song in multiple every single time they released that song for about 5 years. They released it in different pieces and they released like a different cut part of it somewhere else. And I have the only fully stitched together, fully remastered version of the song on YouTube. And that one is carrying my channel.
well,
But
there you go.
yeah, so just do that. Just do
Oh,
that.
okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'll get right on that.
So but yeah, I guess so. I have the hours thing. I just don't have the subscribers. So subscribe to my
Well,
YouTube
I
channel.
helped out. +1,
Yes,
baby.
let's go. YouTube.com/C/Witherman.
It's true.
Yeah. Uh, yeah. Shout outs to Brandino. Love that dude. And shout outs to KD4, my girlfriend. I love her very much. And yeah,
Last
that is
two
going to be
people
it
to
for
chat
me.
in my stream.
Yay.
Huge. Well,
Uh, Also, I plan on playing Pikmin. If people are into that, uh,
pick.
I'm I'm planning on speedrunning Pikmin One. Like, I'm planning on doing Pikmin Squared Randomizer, which includes all the enemies from Pikmin One and Two and Pikmin One, and I'm planning on doing Pikmin Two Payoff Debt.
Hmm.
So if I do find free time, I'll be learning those as well.
Well, there you go. I guess that's everything.
I guess that is everything. But yeah, thank you so much for having me on.
Thanks for coming on. And your links are on stream and in the YouTube description. So click on those people. It's huge. You can also click on mine, I guess, but whatever.
True.
It
You
is
bothered to
true.
sit through 2 hours and 45 minutes of this. You should.
And, I've done this over 150 times.
That's
So
true.
there's
You should go
plenty of
watch it all.
content.
if you are at work, you should go play the playlist and watch all
Just watch.
155 episodes.
I need to like do the math on how many hours of this I have now. It's got to be something ridiculous.
Well, if it's 155 with an average of like
2,
2,
yeah,
it's probably like, I don't know,
310
310.
hours. That's
That's a
that's
lot of
many
hours.
days. That's many
That is
days.
many days.
Have fun with that. Anyway,
That's like it's like 13 days. That's a long work day.
that is a long work day. 13 days. Damn. Well, anyway, I'll go ahead and stop the episode now. Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.